night, and you're tuned into Beltway Radio and Beyond, which can mean one and only thing. This is Chip Chat. Welcome to Chip Chat. I'm Chip. Who are you, Tez? Not here. Oh, sorry, Tez. That's not here. He'll be here. But thank you on the bell assist. That was one of our amazing guests, which I don't know if you can see. If you're looking on the video, you can see them. So Stacy and Haley are here, and they're here for a reason, not just to ring bells and wear tiaras, which we're all wearing, because they're here to report from France.
That's right.
That's a real place, France.
It is.
I was not sure about that. I thought it was made up.
I really like that. Thank you. I hope you do that for the answers to for everything we say.
Yes.
Don't worry. Yeah, Brian's got a lot. He's got a lot of buttons. Okay, so we're going to ask them about the Olympics, which is why they're here and what we scheduled to talk about. Of course, the other thing that we have to talk about, that we don't want to talk about, is another school shooting, because yay, America. The school year just started. They made it almost a week. In that county in Georgia. So, setting records. We're going to talk about Trump losing in court again. We've got a lawyer here. We're going to ask her about that. You don't have to have opinions on that. Don't worry, neither was he.
Breaking the law is bad. I got that.
Well, this one wasn't the breaking the law one. This is not listening to cease and desist orders.
Thus.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll examine the fate of various crabs in the bay. A bunch of other stuff. We'll find out about some environmentalists in a golf course. I don't know. It's gonna be a wild show. It'll be a lot to cover. Speaking of wild show, here comes this guy.
Without a tiara.
Without his
Where's
tiara.
your tiara?
I didn't have another one for you. You can borrow mine for a little while. I would have thought you would have had.
So disappointing.
I'm really
Don't you have like several dozen tiaras around?
There are a lot.
Yeah, right.
They're on helmets. They're on everything.
No
Right.
excuse.
When you have a little girls of a certain age, you kind of have a lot of these things laying around. Anyway, Tez, you're here
I am. Sorry, I'm late.
just in time for the first break.
NFL Day.
Yeah, right. You're wearing your jersey.
Exactly. To all of those who still participate.
Future San Diego Chargers
I know.
assistant coach and Harbaugh protege Colin Kaepernick. That's how you got to say it. No, it's a lot of spelling.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, then he'll be former
Yes.
San Diego great Colin. Anyway, all right. Do you have a word? You're here just in time.
I am just in time.
Yes. Okay, Stacy's got a word for you.
That's okay.
Okay, well,
But now that makes sense.
but now I know what the word is.
Yeah, we can't do
I
that.
ruined
Can't
it.
do that.
Taking it from
All right, fine. I got one.
Okay. So sit back, grab some.
Crown.
It's marshmallow time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and Beyond.
Sweeps.
Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's popping up?
You missed your intro, so I had to do it for you.
Oh.
I said, who are you? And I said, I'm not here.
You just told him.
Yeah, there you go. I like that my Tez impression is like the most opposite sound.
Like,
yeah, no, neither one of us.
You know what it sounds like? The meekness from the "you keep interrupting."
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
You keep interrupting. All right, we're doing the thing again. Okay, what we have to talk about, so we can mention it because it's awful, and then try to get it out of the way, is this segment that we call or have various names for that's the same thing, which is the same thing keeps happening.
Yeah.
So, here's the script. Are you ready? A teenager, in this case a 14-year-old, got an AR-15, went to school, massacred a bunch of people, killed 4 people, injured a bunch more, and, thoughts and prayers didn't work again, and, here we are. There's a few different things, though. This story goes a little differently than that regular script. Number one, this kid was on the radar.
Right.
Had been interviewed in his own living room by the FBI a year
Yeah,
prior
right.
for, guess what? Threatening a school shooting. His dad has a bunch of guns, was like, we have all these guns, but we don't let him have any of them. And the FBI was like, well, that legally checks out, so have a nice day. And they left.
It says legally, yeah.
It does legally checks out. In the same time, like, lots of school shootings happen in Georgia, and of course nobody in Georgia wants to do anything constructive about this, so they passed a school security law, which said that schools should do something to make themselves more secure. It was a very good idea, Brian Kemp. And so they were like, we're going to try to do something to make ourselves more secure. And then they gave them a bunch of money with which to do that. But it's not enough money to do something like, I don't know, lobby somebody on gun laws. It's enough money to put up like windows or whatever. So this school installed a new badge system. Stick with me now. The badge system, which I believe the teachers, it's like on their ID badge, routes to a security system. So if there's a school shooting, they're so anticipating a school shooting that the teacher presses a button on their badge, like the life alert thing, and it alerts the school resource officers, of which there are 2 stationed there, that there's a school shooting that they've already planned for.
It's crazy you mentioned life alert there, because I think about the saying on there, and this is just in a different, terrible context.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
But no, all seniors need life alert, and
Right.
we're talking, and like a different senior, because that wouldn't, nothing I would even think of.
Most of them were junior, the
But-
2
but-
that were shot were, yes.
But I'm just
yes,
saying, in the
yes.
concept of like,
Yes.
it's a school where I wouldn't have even had that thought while I
Well,
was in high school.
seniors,
So, as a classroom teacher, can
Yeah.
I put a perspective here?
Well,
about
are
life
you concealed carrying?
No, and very
classroom
against
teacher?
it because I've had kids steal everything from me.
Right.
Literally everything.
The simplest.
Yeah, they take your markers, and I'm like, I lose track. Like, there's 25 of them and one of me. But the drills and everything that are so ingrained in students, and I think something to think about, there was a statistic, and feel free to fact check me, I'm not going to claim that this is 100% accurate, that there were more teachers killed in classrooms, like, in the last 2 years than soldiers in combat. But
Could work.
those 2 teachers that just got killed, guess what their families get? Nothing.
Yeah.
Guess who pays for those funerals? Not the government.
Yeah.
Guess how much pension there is? Guess how much, there's nothing when you think about people putting their lives on the line in a military context and teachers having to do the exact same thing and getting killed for it. There's no support for them. They don't even get a discount at Denny's.
The idea of teachers like putting their lives on the
Prior to, but even be like
prior to Columbine, we didn't have that.
But we
idea.
didn't. But even then, like, it's not like we were doing teachers right by the back
Right.
then.
Well,
either.
already not
paying teachers very well.
But like
You need
now
to have
to
4
add, you
advanced
could
degrees.
die as well too. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You're
insane.
also in charge of, military precision life alert buttons.
What?
But think of Georgia is the same state where they sent teachers to jail because they thought they were cheating on standardized tests. So like
They were cheating on standardized
to be
tests.
fair, they were, and I used to tell my students all the time, I'm not going to help them on that because I look terrible in orange. and I'm not going to jail for them, but like thinking about just education
That
as
was
a whole,
system-wide.
and
I
what
mean, it was Atlanta school system.
yeah, not just Georgia, but nationwide. Like, why do we have a teacher shortage? I know. Like, look at what you're asking them to do.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, obviously, but some of this is like the repetitive script, right?
Right.
Is that yet again, measures that aren't removing guns from the circulation have failed. They have failed. There are more dead people now than there were. There should not be, and kids shouldn't have access to guns, and so that's issue one.
And the blame is not the teachers.
No, it's
Stop
not the
blaming the teachers.
Certainly not the teachers.
Look,
Look,
They didn't push their life alert in time. Like, stop blaming teachers.
the resource officers were the ones who responded and apprehended the kid, which is quite impressive because, you know, usually my opinion of resource officers is usually fairly negative because I believe that they're mostly there to to harass certain groups of people.
There
in the
are good ones.
school to
but
prison
there
pipeline, but there
not
are
ones.
good ones. And in this case, this was really just about convenience of response, and they were able to get there faster. The system worked pretty much as it was designed, right? It responded quickly. People got there. The shooter was apprehended instead of killed, which tells you exactly what color he is. And but all of that is like one side here. The other thing is the repetitive nature of this, that it's like below the fold on the newspaper. It doesn't crack the top headlines anywhere. It wasn't even an alert on my phone. No. And because it's so goddamn common, and if you're a parent and you're watching this, you know, unfold every week, there's another one of these, and you're still out there, well, I need my guns. You're just waiting for this to happen. I don't know what else to say. I guarantee what comes out of this is Georgia triples down on we need more guns. They're going to try to force people to carry guns in schools and increase this. And then that's going to lead to another one, and they're going to learn nothing. They're going to negative learn from it. I don't know what the opposite of learn is.
I don't know.
They're gonna stupid about it? I don't know. I mean, you're a teacher. What's the opposite of learn?
They're learning something. It's just not the lesson you would like them to learn.
They're learning.
This is learning if there's a kid with the playground on throwing rocks, you take the rocks away. You don't give every other kid a rock.
Right.
Well, in Georgia, you might.
In Georgia, apparently you do.
He's
all right.
bleached,
It's just a
blonde, built. What?
Jack, it's a tragic story that we just continue to have, but it's uniquely American to this point where it's like it's ingrained in the fabric, and at that point you're like, all right, this is the clothes we wear, and like you almost got to continue to be outraged by it because, to your point, if you become numb to this, like where are we at? So I don't.
It's gonna come up when we talk about security.
You got to be careful also how much of this you subject yourself to.
Yes, but
because if you start reading, or God forbid, listening to the harrowing stories of the people who were directly impacted or survived this, it will make you go crazy or just despair to the point where you won't leave your bed. So while we have to stay pissed off enough to try to move the needle on the issue, which I really don't see happening for a long time, we have to also be able to be engaged in that struggle, and that unfortunately means compartmentalizing quite a lot of this, because otherwise you're just not going to be useful to the cause.
Father was arrested, right? I saw that on the way, I think 2 hours ago. He was arrested. So I mean, eventually, right, prosecuting you have to prosecute the parents.
You have to prosecute the parents. The Michigan model is holding, right? That we prosecuted a parent for
if
making
the FBI can't
available.
come talk to you, and then this happens, and then you just sit like, oh well. No, it can't be that.
And you know, there are states. I'm not sure what Georgia's rules about this are. I have a pretty good guess that don't have any like safe storage requirements, which is nuts. And you know, every gun owner I know is very, even the ones who are like militantly NRA kind of guys.
Yeah.
You're like, do you store your guns in a place where kids can get them? They go, fuck
hell no. I haven't seen, no.
They're in a safe.
The most expensive safe that costs more than a car.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you're like, do you keep the ammo next to your gun? And they go,
No.
God, no,
No.
that's a very bad idea.
But that goes back to where we realize that a majority of the population, I could imagine being a gunner and be like, damn it, here we go again, because idiots don't want to lock up their guns. So they believe in it too, but the legislation just can't pass. It's just not possible in the way, like, again, it's struck, like, you're gonna need what, a supermajority, and even then, so you're not gonna get it.
You're never gonna get that, but you do have a supermajority.
Yeah, you do. Yes, as the concept of it, yeah,
of,
but
of Americans.
of Americans, yeah, but not
If
where,
you poll
unfortunately, where
this,
it matters.
It's in the 85 to
Yeah.
90% range. It's past supermajority, but they don't vote that way.
Here's my thing: a tax credit. You buy the safe, the government will send you money. The federal
Yes.
government will send you. How can no one be behind that?
I think we can get Vice President Walz to be the
They will
spokesman for
send
this. I mean,
you, because I think he could speak to this.
he could very much speak to that.
Yeah, because they're not coming to take your guns. We want you to lock them up. That's what we just want you to start. We're just trying to start
He's
there.
going to be like, the limit for me, the reason I don't have more guns is because my gun safe won't hold anymore. And he's like, but you know what the average American needs? More gun safes. And then that's it.
Just start there. I know what, like, banning assault, right? I don't see that at this point. But can we just start with a safe? And again, we'll give you some money from the federal government.
That's a lot you're asking a lot.
I don't feel like I'm giving a lot.
Who's going to pay for it, Tez? Certainly not the billionaires. Their kids don't go to these schools. Look at what happened in Tennessee. It took for a rich white Christian school to get shot up for them to decide to have a debate about guns.
Debate, yeah.
That ended in excommunicating two black guys from the state legislature.
They got
Good
back.
God, Tennessee.
They came back.
Yeah, they came back because their voters put them. Tennessee forgot its own constitution for a minute.
Right. It's so crazy. It was just.
Yet another child left behind.
Yeah, God.
If only they had a better education.
We
Their
need to go
te-
back to teaching civics in
Their
schools.
teachers were ducking.
Social studies teacher plug.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, just wasn't that a basic, like,
Not
MSL
anymore.
government? Isn't that that was a class?
It's called government. Yeah,
Yes.
we all took government class.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
No, I know. In Virginia, it was never a thing. It was called, we used to have a government class.
Oh.
And then the goddamn Yankees took it away. But somehow, some of us took that class and still learned better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break.
Yeah, obviously.
And when we come back, we're going to find out about what happened in France,
Woohoo!
Yes.
which I want to reiterate, I'm just finding out is a real place.
Ale, ale, ale.
This is kind of wild because you're just so disrespectful.
Yeah, to the French
To the French and like
in particular.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
I've got reasons. Yeah, they won't give back the Holy Grail, for one. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host,
not
Chip.
its
With me
name.
is Tez.
What's popping out?
What? What's not?
Not
its-
Chip
It's
Chat.
not Chip
Oh,
Chat. It's
well, it is until we call it. Okay. Hi, welcome back to Stacy Chat here on
Yes.
Beltway Radio and
There you
Beyond. For our guest of honor, we have two guests. Haley, you got busted down.
Yes, it's the host.
Second guest.
It's the host, not
My
the
chair
guest.
is taller.
Co-host.
I know.
You're the co-host.
My
now.
birthday's in December. Then it could be Haley.
All the
Chat.
cool kids are born in December.
That's right. The best month.
That's right. Us and Jesus. So that's what they tell me. I don't.
Yes.
I'm Jewish.
Born in December.
Fucking. I don't care. Okay, so Haley and Stacey are intrepid reporters. They are back from France,
Yes.
where we sent them to cover the Olympics, and they have brought back stories. So, and both of you are alums of this show, having co-hosted and been on the show for many times. Haley and I were earlier. We were discussing which of the weird stories she has come here to tell us was the best story.
Top 5.
Yeah, the
There's
top
a-
two.
there's-
There are a
there's-
lot.
We had a lot. The top 2 for sure were dog related, though.
Yes, there's Pug Club,
Pug Club is a
and
good
somebody
episode.
tried to sell me my own dog.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
that
my
was
God, that
favorite.
was really
That
was
really
good.
good.
Remember that one?
Was crazy.
Yes, that was crazy.
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, so and Stacey has been here as a guest, as a co-host, as you've been here a lot.
Villain.
Yeah.
Thank you, yay!
Yeah, I
So
think
you can take off your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me look at my
You
calendar.
should get a 5-timer jacket too. We've done very
You
poor
have
job. We
jackets?
don't yet. But I think you
Wait,
would.
I
This
have
is
a
your.
clothing line now.
Is this your
Just like-
5th time or maybe no? You've been
At
more than
least
5.
That.
Yeah, we'll have
At
to go
least-
back and check.
This is probably my 5th time.
I'm
No,
really
it's more than
sad
that,
I
I
don't have a
think.
jacket yet.
I can check.
Alright,
Nobody
look at
has.
all
No one has a
Yes.
jacket.
Even like frequent co-host fill-ins like Patrick don't have a jacket yet.
We're
so,
gonna work on.
Why don't we have a jacket?
We're gonna work on the jacket.
Well, we need somebody with a clothing line to produce us a jacket.
There we go.
There you go.
There it
We'll
is.
plug that later.
I want a ceremony.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, well, we can do that.
That's
We
part
can-
of the
That's
jacket,
free.
right?
The
Yeah.
ceremony's free.
We now bestow upon you.
We already have champagne in tiny bottles.
Right. Okay.
Tess,
So
you should know that I learned tonight that my Olympic trip is being refunded by ChipChat.
no, it is not.
That's exactly
Wow.
what you said.
Wait,
you said you were paying for us to go to the Olympics.
You literally just said,
Wow.
That's
literally
true,
said
I
on
did.
behalf of Chip Chat.
You said we went on your behalf. I
Yes.
said, where do I send the bill of expenses?
And I said that it
I'm
would
gonna
be
have a
paid,
permanent day off.
and it would be,
If you do that, permanent day off forever.
and I said it would be paid.
Bankrupt, all right.
How?
I don't recall those
Peppercorns.
details.
In daddy bucks,
Says the lawyer.
which you could ask Tez about when he gets here,
Okay.
which is true.
That's a
See,
crazy.
This is what happened when you don't lawyer up and like actually pull your lawyer card and make him sign a
You
contract.
should have. Yeah, you
My
should have made
bank
it's a
is-
handshake deal. Too bad.
My
sorry.
bank is a bank of one
Stupid
person.
handshake deals. I hate them.
Yo, hands. Wow.
You really are kind of getting screwed over by handshake
Oh
deals.
my
But that's
God.
another show that we
Okay.
will do in a few months.
Yeah, that's a couple months
Nobody
away.
needs to know about all the other hand jobs going on, handshakes
Lord
going
have
on.
mercy on
Let's
that.
focus
How's
on France, where I hear they do a lot of that stuff.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Disparaging remarks off the gate, out the gate.
so we hear that France is full of French people. What did it smell like?
Smell fine.
Delicious croissants.
I was gonna say, did it smell
Yeah.
like bread everywhere?
Yes.
Good answer. Moving
That's
on.
right.
Where's
Yeah.
the sound? Where's
This
the
part of
sound?
it-
We want the
The heart.
Which one is that? Oh, that one.
Thank
Yes,
you.
There we
okay.
go.
Yeah.
Do parts of it smell like cheese or chocolate or
Chocolate.
any of the other
we went on a
things?
chocolate tour.
We did. We
Do
also
you know
ate
that we
enough,
have chocolate here?
Yeah, but their chocolate tasted very good.
and
Oh,
it's
okay.
from Belgium, and their milk and butter have higher fat content, so everything tastes a little bit better.
That
That
does
sounds
sound
a lot
yeah, that
better.
does sound pretty good.
Oh,
Were
yeah,
there
but
Oompa
we
Loompas?
talked to
Were there
them.
Oompa Loompas?
We talked to the one chocolatier about Beyonce for a long time.
Yeah.
have a
Whose
picture of-
birthday it just was, by the
Yes.
way. Was it yesterday? I think it
think
was.
yesterday.
Yeah,
There
Morning
was a
Edition
picture
told
of
me.
that in the
So,
photos.
do you remember when they did the opening ceremonies and Beyonce introduced Team USA?
Yes.
So they didn't get to see that part on TV in France.
Oh,
It's a
And
blackout.
No, they
Yeah.
had like French
because
TV.
it's Beyonce.
We got like the America specific one.
That'd be the second time she's caused a blackout in a major sporting event.
and
To the Kaepernick jersey, no less.
Oh dear.
the French chocolatier was devastated that they didn't get to watch Beyonce introduce the American athletes.
That is
interesting. I would think they wouldn't care.
No, that is in keeping with everything I understand about the French.
Oh, God,
which
no.
is that they desperately wish they were American.
Jesus.
So on that note,
Oh,
we found out the French, we heard it from more than one person, are very in love with a celebrity that we're kind of over. Mr. Tom Cruise.
Oh, really? They love Tom Cruise?
Loved him.
Obsessed.
Everything gets
like
gets
for
there
Top
late.
Gun?
We
Or
heard
like-
it mentioned more
Multiple
than one time
times.
from more than one French person.
They were all like, I'm so excited because I heard he's going to be in the closing ceremonies and I love him so much.
Because in the Mission Impossible stuff? What do they like
Has
about
to be
it?
that. I mean, no, it's,
well, that was what he did, right?
I
He did,
don't
he
know.
did like stunts
I
and
was
stuff.
really surprised how many like diehard Tom Cruise fans there were.
We were shocked.
I liked him
Noise.
in the noise. Yeah, do the thing, Brian.
Thank you.
We also didn't have the heart to break it to them that, like, in America, we're maybe
We're a little lukewarm on Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we're maybe not.
we're
the
in a
biggest Tom
post Tom
fans.
Cruise. We're post Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he
kind
did.
of.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was crazy, and now we're sort of like forgived him for being crazy, I guess. And then,
But he saved the movies though after COVID though.
Yeah,
That one
Top
there,
Gun.
that saved like the theaters from like actually going bankrupt.
Hey,
I feel like lukewarm is a good term.
Lukewarm
I saw
is a
Top
good-
Gun in the theater, and
You
I don't
see-
go see movies in theaters.
I did not see it, but
I
I'm in the
love Top Gun.
everybody went to see that. It was
Yes.
really a weird type of.
I loved
We're
Top
back
Gun
in
the
the
first
movies.
the first one, like
Yeah.
as an airplane nerd and as the right age person, I was absolutely obsessed with
right
this
age
movie.
person. It's very funny.
I was so into Top Gun. I had all the Nintendo games. Top Gun.
The
I
Nintendo
like
game was really good.
thought I could fly an F-14 if I had it hooked up to a Nintendo controller. I was like in, right? And then it's like, oh, he's coming back. He's gonna do Top Gun 2. And it was so everything you wanted in a Top Gun movie.
I get it. Look,
It was great. It was not a good movie by any stretch, but it was absolutely what I wanted to see. So anyway, the French are like me. Got it.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have a picture of you in the chocolate.
Okay, so while we have other pictures that Brian might cycle through when it's relevant, but
Yes.
which events of the games did you get to attend?
We attended 4.
wow.
We saw athletics, which is your track and field. We saw, it was like 10 different events within athletics that we saw.
Pole vault, steeplechase.
Did you see the French guys
Triple
dong
jump.
knock over the bar?
No, we saw women's.
Oh.
But we have some fun pictures from that where we actually ended up having dinner next to the pole vaulter from the Czech Republic. Who was extremely nice.
She was very nice.
What did she have for dinner?
Well, it was a kebab place, so
A
Kebabs.
And
So the pole vaulter had food on a stick. Got it. Okay.
I did not think about that
Yes,
till right
that's-
now.
It's kind of
We saw
crazy.
that.
It's kind of
We
crazy.
saw,
We'll get back to the steeplechase because that was amazing.
we really
Wait,
liked
with
the
people or horses?
Not
So-
horses. There's no horses in steeplechase.
What?
You know what, else
What?
we learned didn't have horses? The other sport we went to, water
Dressage?
polo.
Water
Water
polo.
polo.
Water polo,
Does not
no
have
horses. Yeah, because they would drown.
We have
Yeah.
shirts that say no horses because we learned that before we went, and
My
that was all
shirt-
we knew.
My shirt had the horse with like a little scuba.
Yeah, right.
My shirt just
thing.
had no and then like the horse emoji.
Yeah. But there were no
There are pictures of
there
this
were
that
no
maybe you can find.
horses at water polo, which was very disappointing.
Also, no horses in steeplechase, but it is
No.
So
basically.
you saw athletics, steeplechase
Steeplechase was
as
part of athletics.
Okay.
We saw athletics, water polo, soccer, and beach volleyball.
Okay.
They call it football though.
Yeah, well, that's incorrect.
That's
The
not.
thing we're watching on
That is
TV right
correct.
now.
I'm just
is
letting
football.
you know.
It's
in
called
case it
football.
Comes up later.
It's called
It's
football.
not.
It's called
It's
football.
called soccer.
That is crazy. You know that doesn't make. Anytime American says soccer,
Do you
they
know-
know that
Do
that
you know where soccer comes from?
Oh man, is this that video that was like all around social media where she
I don't
explains
know.
the end of how soccer actually came from the Brits and
Yes,
they got all like
it comes from the
offended by
Brits,
that?
from association. ASOC is what they call it, and then at the time they were putting ER on the end of everything, and so it came to America with Brits saying soccer, and we were like, oh, this is called soccer.
Let me let you know. A lot of
And then
things.
they
Have,
went
lot
back
of
and
things have
changed
come to
their shit.
America from that island.
Yeah.
Not good. All
Well,
right. So it's okay to be like that doesn't make
We've
sense.
adopted a lot of them.
It's bad. It doesn't make any
Some
sense.
of them have worked out.
You know this doesn't make any sense. We'll call it American football, but football. Come on now, like let's just football. Ball played with foot. Yeah, don't argue. There's no arguments there. We'll let that rest.
I'll hold this up to the camera when we do the steeplechase.
All right. Okay.
Jesus.
We can argue that in the pink money later. Let's focus.
I'll let you even have the green money.
Okay.
I'll let you have that.
So of these events, you said athletics was like we understand what soccer is. Okay.
Yeah. It was the bronze medal women's match, Germany-Spain.
Oh, very good game.
Should
actually.
note,
Sheesh.
our friend Haley here, former resident of Spain. So
Oh.
very clear who
so
she was
that's
cheering for.
German.
Anyway, it was an amazingly played game just from a watching.
Yeah, it was.
sports.
We watched it.
really
It was
fun.
an exciting game. Did the coach kiss all the players
Stop
before or
it.
after the game?
God,
Did
I knew he was
not
going
notice.
there. I
We
knew
did.
that he was going there.
So we did notice it was not in the city of Paris, and there was like no one there. So our
was very
nosebleed seats
empty.
were suddenly 4 rows off the field.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and so that was a question I had, like, from sporting events, like obviously here in the States to like going to like the Olympics.
Yeah,
What
what's
was the
it like?
similarities? What was like completely different from that?
So no alcohol.
Jesus, that's the crazy part. Yeah.
So everything was sponsored by Coca-Cola, and Haley's going to tell you the environmentally friendly story of these awesome cups that we're drinking out of.
But before we get to that,
Oh.
we just have to mention that either this is going to be the Tez Talk if you haven't written one, or we're going to talk about it now. You can choose.
we can talk about it now. That's fine.
Okay.
Look at these dead ass birds.
In the district, there is a golf course in Rock Creek Park, which is an old golf course. It's been there a
It's been a
long
long
time.
time.
Now it's Tez Talk.
Have you? And you've played it, I assume.
Yeah, when it was an 18-hole course, and now
Okay.
it's a 9.
Is that it?
It's
Okay.
9 and a 5, yes.
Oh,
It's interesting to break to this right now. Very weird.
Okay.
Very weird.
Well, golf is an Olympic sport.
Transition.
very, very weird that we
Golf
just
was
let
an
that
Olympic
continue.
sport, and the
Golf?
Americans did well at it, I would point out.
Yeah, they're very great golfers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day you can be on
No,
the
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, Rock Creek course needs to be redone.
Yes.
And the Park Service got a bunch of money to redo it, probably from the Infrastructure Week or, Inflation Reduction, whatever.
Yeah, it's part of the
Green
Department.
New Deal.
It's part of the Department of Interior,
Right.
who
So
looks over all the
they got
courses.
some money to make these improvements, much needed improvements.
Yeah.
And part of this means that they're going to need to remove some trees and plant some different trees in
Yes.
other places. And these people who you're seeing on the video are somehow opposed to the removal of the trees. I think what they're opposed to is the improvement of the course because they don't want other people coming. I don't know what they're not making their case very well.
Look,
Their costumes are not even that creative, if I can just judge them for that.
I don't know. I really like the cardboard box tree trunk.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
She killed a lot of trees making that costume.
I don't even know. Full disclaimer, I'm probably in one of these National Links Trust videos. So for full disclaimer.
That's fair.
So like I'm probably the worst person to ask on this.
I know which side of this you're on. You want the golf course
And
improved.
like, look, golf courses are bad. They use too much
They're
water.
bad,
They're
yes.
very bad.
But this one's not as bad.
But and also too, like as I understood it, like they partnered with KC Trees to do a full study on this as well.
And they're
I
going
don't
to
think
plant a bunch of native trees.
there. I thought, like from what I read through, this seemed very thoughtful. Also based on what they do at Langston, like I watch those kids out there, and again, they're there removing like invasive species,
Invasive
things.
weeds,
yeah,
yeah.
like they are doing a lot of work there. So I would assume that would be the same here in Rock Creek. But yeah, I'm not. Please go protest if maybe there's something I'm missing there. The lovely person in the bark.
But this right here.
Captain Bark.
I didn't even see the bird mask earlier.
This
Bird
is
mask.
That's
not.
another level.
This is not helping them at all. Like, look at this guy.
I don't want to make fun of this guy, but
I do. I'll take the lead. Batman called, and like that is the cheapest knockoff ever.
they're
I don't know
killing the
why you
trees.
hate this
It's like the
guy.
dollar store version of Batman.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I am amazed. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's not helping their case.
I never said that.
Okay.
I never said that.
So now, with a healthy dose of the understanding of the American environmental movement, which is in great shape apparently.
Look,
Yeah.
there are golf courses in the desert.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That
One of our
like
friends-
in Scottsdale, crazy that there's so
One of
many
our
golf
friends
courses.
played on a golf course in Jordan
That is true.
where they don't have any grass, but to make the sand play like it has grass, they do what?
Turf?
Soak it in oil.
They painted some of it green, to be fair.
Yes, but it is oil-soaked, packed sand to make greens.
To be fair,
You
I
use the
grew up in the
resources you
desert.
have.
Right.
I grew up in the desert, and we had timers on our showers, so you didn't, and you got a $75 fine, which I'm sure is like $500 now,
Jeez.
if any of your water touched the sidewalk. But yes, we had like 7 golf courses.
Hey,
Way to go,
look,
New Mexico.
Those birds are painted in oil too.
Yeah,
That's where
right.
I'm headed.
That's why they're shiny and black. Brian's mad. Okay, so now that we have thoroughly DJ'd to ourselves for a little while,
A crazy transition.
tell
It's
us
all about
about
environmentally friendly.
the environmentally friendly cups that we're using.
Okay,
Good
okay,
I'm
transition.
gonna
So-
show the camera. Can I?
So
Yes,
you-
label to camera.
You have to understand that the Olympic organizers said that this year they're going to make the Olympics as environmentally friendly as possible. And you probably saw it was like a big news story.
Written in
that
English.
They were doing a lot of just like vegetarian-only meals in the Olympic Village, and the athletes were getting really frustrated because they train
needed a
on
bunch
I
of
need protein.
yeah. So this was like a big thing. So when we got there, at the actual stadiums and all the makeshift arenas that they built, they were only selling vegetarian food in the concession stands. You could only buy like a vegetarian hot dog or vegetarian
Popcorn.
sandwich. So
Falafel.
yeah,
Not even. I would have gone for that.
Yeah,
Literally
falafel's great.
vegetarian hot dog, vegetarian sandwich, or sweet popcorn.
So that's why people were saying bring your own food with you to the games, because there was nothing particularly appetizing looking at the concession stands. So then they had these cups, and they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use reusable cups to cut down on waste.
Sure.
Okay?
So they're going to have
So-
somebody like collect them. They're going to wash them all the time.
Right.
Yeah, they
well,
wash
so
it.
what they do is they charge you for your soda in the cup, and then if you return the cup, you get €2 back. So
Okay.
you're
So it's like a
incentivized to
deposit.
return.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Like a bottle
And
deposit.
then, but most people were really keeping them as souvenirs
Sure.
because each cup has a different sport on it.
So
And
they're
there's,
$2 cups.
Yeah, and there's like 16 different cups that you could possibly get,
That's
right?
good marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So-
that's good.
But
You
um,
could recycle it,
but
or
in-
you
We
could
could
keep
keep
it and
it.
Right,
collect it.
so
Whoa.
But here we are
But in-
reusing them. So.
Right.
Yeah, we're reusing them. So in theory,
Just flew them
though,
across an ocean to do
in
it.
theory, they'll wash them out and they'll reuse them, right? That's why it literally says to return me on
Yes.
the thing, right? Because they're trying to be environmentally friendly.
What if the French pick this up and they can't read it?
Wait.
So
The story gets better.
we go to get our drinks, and I have already decided I'm going to try to collect a cup at each event,
Sure.
right? So
Yeah.
I already in my head know that this cup is not being returned.
Yeah.
So I say, hi, I would like a Coca-Cola. And they say, okay. And they go, turn around to the little, beverage fridge, and take out a plastic bottle of Coca-Cola, like an individual sized bottle, not like a big bottle, an individual sized bottle. Open it up, pour it into the cup, and hand me the cup. And that happened every time.
So it wasn't fountain Coke.
No!
So what are
No,
they doing with all the
it was-
bottles?
Throw them out in the garbage.
Yo, Coca-Cola is wild for that because that is like you're selling cups and you got the
And that's the most expensive way for them to sell Coke to the Olympics.
Well,
yes, it's that yo.
The story they
That's-
told is now we can ensure that the bottles are recycled. But I guarantee the recycle rate of those bottles was the same as if they would have just handed us the bottle.
Also,
and
as
had
it
it
turns
frozen.
out, plastic isn't actually
I mean,
recyclable.
I
These
thought-
people are crazy.
I really thought at the
You are.
start that
Yeah.
this was just like one person, and maybe that one concession stand ran out or something. No, it was every place
Yo.
we went
Every
to.
single sport, every single concession stand.
That is a really crazy play to make as much money as possible on I know they sponsor it, but to sell the cup and then to have the actual separate the bottles there, that's great. That not have it on because they could easily have imported in a fountain
Yes!
Yes!
that's that is
So wait, We went to the
Yo, these
Coca-Cola
guys are
house.
thinking different.
We're going to talk
Like,
about houses. But we went to the Coca-Cola house. They had a fountain. They know what they are.
Yeah, they
Yes,
know
they
what
know.
Yo, hey.
Thank you.
That's really like, oh my God, when you think these executives can't get any more sinister. Someone walked in and said, I got it. Yo, we're gonna get them on, we're gonna sell them on
it's environmental.
recyclables. And like, go on, but we're gonna keep selling the bottles and they're gonna pour it. And everybody's looking, it's like, wait.
That's a brilliant plan, sir, but how?
We're going to send.
We're going to print different things on each
the
cup, and that'll make
so
them
then
do
we
it.
wanted all of them.
Yeah, naturally.
They understand the consumer. They understand.
So
my terrible way.
For all the Americans at the games, there was no alcohol in any of the stadiums. It was only Coca-Cola.
So, as an American sports fan, right, we're used to this idea you can get up from your
We're
seat.
importing, instead of importing alcoholism, we're importing diabetes.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Hey, all we got is Coke and I hope water. Dasani, I would assume.
Yeah,
They
right.
had Coke, Coke Zero, and Dasani, I think.
Okay, I would say they kept it in the family.
So
Like
we're
fruit kind of
we're
drink.
used to
Oh,
this
yeah, a fake fruit drink.
idea of the
Yeah.
beer guy walking up and down the thing. So were there people walking up and down the thing selling anything? Or
No.
The concessions, from an American perspective, it was very hard to kind of get my head around the fact that, like, you guys could be making a fortune off of concessions. Like,
yeah,
that's
why
what
do you not
sports
have
teams
somebody
Why don't you
selling
like
pretzels?
money?
Yeah.
But
That's why the
no.
French economy sucks. They're not even
was-
trying.
You could bring your own food. It did say enough for personal consumption, but we were like, we're Americans. The whole pizza is personal consumption. We
My
each-
pie.
Yeah.
We each brought our own baguette, like literally whole loaf of bread.
Saw the picture of that.
That is wow.
I think France
Would
would
I give
respect
up
you
the,
for that.
Would I
though.
give up the alcohol? Yeah, probably.
So it was bring your own
Look,
food.
he said no.
No.
But
No.
as soon as you walked literally right outside the gates, there was guys with like, like we have like the ice cream carts and like the guy with the ice shaving.
Yeah.
That was beer carts.
So
and
could you
wine
go in and
carts.
out?
No.
Hell
So
no. What
Everyone
the
just
type
kind of
of
stayed
security
out
risk
there
are you?
until right
But you
before
could
the game.
also bring a water bottle in with you.
Oh,
They were
fill it with vodka or tequila.
Yeah, the security was very quick. Like we moved through the security lines. Real
Insane.
fast.
We
Again,
thought,
talk through
like-
that, because
yeah,
I would
okay.
expect the Olympics to be like, no.
Well, especially
So-
after all of
yeah.
the stuff that had happened in France not too
Yeah.
long ago.
They're like the only ones they.
So
that's
I
when they blew
have
up
a
the house.
feeling in Los Angeles this will look very different. But our first
Yeah.
event we went to,
I thought we
We're-
were gonna be online for well over an hour to
Yeah.
get like into
we
the
budgeted
stadium.
an hour.
No, we walked right in.
Wow.
It was so
And
they
it was
had
a packed stadium. It wasn't like there weren't people there.
it was athletic, so it was literally the
that's
stadium
packed,
where they
yeah.
have their normal soccer team, but they had like a bajillion security guards. So no line was honestly that long, and it was like a really quick bag check. Like you just open it, they like looked
great.
around, and then
Great there.
they're like go through, and then a couple of them had like the guy with the wand, and they'd be like stand, okay, go in.
So they
because
didn't check your water bottle.
No.
They did not check water.
We ain't got
bottles.
time to be checking the water bottles. The
Yeah.
Olympics, man.
I mean, if we would have brought in like I don't know, a 5-gallon jug, maybe they would
the
have cared.
igloo.
But it said like individual water bottles were fine, and individual food. But keep in mind, this is a country that doesn't have guns.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a continent that doesn't have guns. They're not used to having to weed that out from people.
They go big or go home.
Also, those tickets were really expensive, and I can't imagine buying those just to like cause a ruckus.
I don't know.
That's
Terrorists
real.
are motivated though.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They
but, yeah,
tried to attack a Taylor Swift concert. You know how much those go for?
That's true. Those
Yeah.
were definitely more expensive than Olympic tickets.
So one of the
Yeah.
big appeals of this Olympics, as you mentioned, was the environmental stuff. And
Trickery.
yeah, well, you nabbed
100,000
Coca-Cola
bottles.
on this, but like some of the other things was, they were trying not to build new venues. They were trying to reuse things. They were trying to have
This is a
things
good place
that were
to
going
do
to have
that.
low impact.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did.
So another thing was that, like even the track was made of seashells instead of. So instead of using limestone for the
Right.
concrete, that they ground up seashells from the fishing industry, which is huge in France, and use that for the limestone. Pretty smart idea. All of this is like, the Olympics are having this crisis where basically it's just going to rotate amongst like 5 or 6 cities because nobody wants to host this. It doesn't pay off. No city makes any money on it, and they're left with these giant venues that they basically can't reuse. I drove under the last World Cup sign that I could find on 295 the other day, which I remember very much, during the 96 Olympics, that they had some of the soccer games scattered about at the old 94 World Cup sites, and it still had like the Olympic thing on it, and then it had like DC United plastered over it or something like that. But like, this is the decaying.
I'm a little interested to see how France comes out when they, balance the books at the end of this, because they didn't build a lot. And
so what were these sort of like pop-up state or these like repurposed venues? What were they really? Some of them looked pretty impressive.
Palace and what's the name?
Yeah, where they were doing the fencing.
Christ.
The one
that was insane.
The one that we went to, most of the games that we went to were at stadiums that already existed.
Right.
Okay.
But beach volleyball, they built that.
It was like scaffolding.
The Eiffel Tower,
Right, but then they take it away.
Yeah, it was literally
like
built out of scaffolding that could all come down. Like, it was pipes and plywood, and then they put some chairs on top of it.
And it was a much smaller.
Did it feel sturdy enough to watch a game or whatever?
Yeah, sure. It felt like a real stadium. But yeah, you had to enter. You basically like entered right behind where you were walking up and sitting. You couldn't enter anywhere else because this was the only part that was built for you.
Yeah, sure.
But it was small and everyone had great seats. But yeah, you could tell
everything
it was
else
built out of
a
tubing
stadium, though.
and they put banners over it to cover it up. The public transportation was amazeballs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how any other city could even come close to that. So first of all, they sold Olympic Metro passes that were €10 a day, as much as you can ride anywhere you want to go. Every single
because we just need to shuffle people.
Hear that, Wamata?
Every single venue was accessible.
Cars.
Yeah. Every single venue was accessible by public transportation.
Easily to see where to get to.
What if you didn't speak French?
Doesn't matter. On the thing where like all the stations are listed on the car,
it would
like
say
we have
what
here.
Stadium.
It has pictures of all the stadiums. And then when you get off, they have these people, these giant like foam fingers, like we have like the number 1 fingers, but they were pink.
There were Olympic
and they were literally showing
everywhere.
you where to walk.
I mean, the second you got out, like into the airport, they had Olympic volunteers telling you where to go. Mm-hmm. You couldn't go anywhere in the city without running into.
Do you think we're going to be able to pull that off for LA?
No.
Because LA's like.
I don't know. I've never been to LA, but I don't know how their public transportation.
They've built a whole lot of subway in the last 25 years or something like that, which is pretty impressive.
There's no way their outfits are going to be as cool either.
The outfits were pretty cool.
Oh man, the volunteer outfits were so cool. And everybody, they even had like shoes and socks and like a bag and a hat and
it's France.
So cool.
Okay.
They were like designed by Dior.
Yeah, I think everything was
on eBay for $8,000.
Yeah, everything. No, they did. They, like Louis Vuitton made the boxes that the medals came in or whatever. Yeah. It's crazy. So, okay, you went to some of these events and some of them were surprising. So the water polo did not involve any horses.
No horses.
It did involve at least one Flavor Flav.
We couldn't find him.
How can you not find
Flav?
We were looking so hard.
Everyone was looking.
You have to understand. So it was.
He was in the dugout. He's like one of the coaches, right?
We couldn't find him. We saw
Everyone
the
was
whole
looking.
team, and so it was the United States versus the Netherlands for it was the bronze medal
Women's
match, right?
bronze medal match.
Women's bronze medal match, right? And you see, there are a lot of Americans, but there are a lot of people wearing orange. And the people wearing orange are like, go water polo team. And the people that are dressed in red, white, and blue are like, do you know where Flavor Flav is?
Right.
Even some of the people in orange were like,
has even the Dutch people were, because they wanted to see.
We couldn't see him, and you'd think he would have stood out.
You would have thought.
We could not find him.
He couldn't be.
We
he
had
wasn't
people
there.
like sneaking down to other sections to see if they could find him.
There's no way he wasn't there. It's the bronze medal game.
That's his favorite thing.
That's his sport.
That's his team. Oh man, it was.
Are you sure he wasn't in the dugout? Like I think he is one of the coaches.
We were like watching the security people to see where they went.
They put them in like their own little bleacher area.
Yeah,
they were just sitting out there in bleachers. So if he was there, we would have seen him.
We saw all the coaches. We saw the coaches like lose their minds over some of the calls.
Oh yeah, water polo coaches go like
Also,
crazy.
we learned they have fuzzy bathrobes.
Oh yeah, they also have bathrobes.
We did learn that. We did not know that.
And
they have a little the sin bin.
Yeah.
That they get put in the penalty box, but they have to float there in the penalty
Which
box.
is crazy.
Honestly,
they don't get to sit.
Such a
Sit down,
cool
they have to
experience
stand
at
up.
water polo because they also had a laser light show on the water before the water polo
That's
players
dope.
came out. So they like played this whole little movie.
It was cool.
And then the start of every games had someone with a stick come out and hit the stick on the ground. That was like a thing.
Yeah.
That's apparently a very French thing.
Yeah.
So we got to see the stick, and then they had the mascot come out and do like a little dance.
Oh, and the lady.
Oh
What was her
yeah,
name?
there was
Shoot, what was her name? We're terrible sports people right now.
yeah, there was a woman.
Marie
who was-
Antoinette?
No, she was
No.
credited for like women's equality in sports.
Billie Jean King?
No,
No.
no.
She was like the first female Olympian.
something like
Is she
that.
French?
Yes.
think so.
Ow.
She's
And
definitely
so they
French.
had someone dressed up. I feel like her name was Alice.
It was
but
Alice. It
I
definitely
don't
was
remember
Alice.
Her last name was.
All right, I'm
Anyway,
gonna find a picture
she
of
was
her.
they had someone dressed up as her in like clothing from that period, and then it was like a Where's Waldo situation at every. And
Oh, you had to
but-
find
you had to
but
find
it was on
her.
purpose. Like the
Wait, her
end-
name is Alice? And you have to play Where the Fuck is Alice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It's
she
that song.
So
Hold on,
they
let me
would
find a
have the
picture.
little like spotlight going all over the crowd and be like, "Where is she? Gotta find her." And then she'd wave and then walk away. They had that every time.
Okay,
Can we
so
pull up do we have pictures?
there,
If not, I can, like, zoom in
it
here.
turns out that the water polo doesn't involve horses,
No
but you're saying
horses.
that steeplechase also did not involve horses.
It involved
Shockingly.
water and no
horse
horses.
jumping,
Horse,
but
like
no-
jumping
yeah.
over the
So
water.
these are people running around the track jumping over stuff the way horses do in what I think steeplechase is.
Yes. But the cool thing is,
And it's not hurdles.
so that race
No.
was amazing.
It was so good.
Let me see if I can play by play.
They
it for
put
you.
water they have like
They
a
have, like, a
kiddie
little
pool they gotta
divot.
jump over?
Yeah,
or
like a little
something?
divot in the track. With
Is it
water.
on the regular main track?
No, they have to
Yeah.
like cut through a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
But they run on the main track for a lot of it, and there's like but it's not a real hurdle. It looks like a horse jumping
Yeah.
gate, and
Like it's instead of a hurdle is kind of individual size for your lane.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have like 3 or 4 hurdles in a row. This is just one really long one that covers the whole lane.
And
it
and
looks like
do
a horse
they-
thing. It's like round.
Yeah, and is it fast or does it look kind of disjointed and ridiculous? Are there multiple people running at the same time?
Everyone runs at the same time.
Oh, so it's like motocross.
And they're not in
Oh, God.
lanes.
Wait, do they crash?
So that is the story of this Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Ethiopia is really good at steeplechase.
Okay.
Like long-time winners. The 2 Ethiopian guys are in front for like almost the whole race. Incredible, like they've got this in the bag. They're
Yeah,
gonna
it's a long distance, so it's
Yeah.
not like it's over in 5
They
seconds.
run several laps?
Yeah,
win. Yeah, they have to do this a few times.
Okay.
So
And they took turn 3 a little too hard.
anyway,
Went into the safer
the first
barrier.
guy, like the favorite guy, is in front the whole time. He trips.
Oh no.
He falls. He trips his countryman.
Oh,
Oh,
as he
no.
goes down. Right, because they're drafting on each other.
He's tripping.
Yo.
Both favorites, Ethiopian guys, go down. So, American is in last place. Like, apparently we do not train great steeple jump guys. He's
Okay.
in last place, but he's in the final, so he was,
Yeah,
moderately good. He sees this and is like,
This is his moment.
he's
Right.
like, I got it.
They're down. It's
They're
time
down.
to go.
He comes from last place, and it's like 1 lap to go.
Last to first.
Wins the bronze.
Look, oh my God.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you.
Crazy.
So it's like the Leicester City version, except it ends in a bronze. Brian, did we have photos? The photos aren't working?
So,
Oh, it's not
After-
these photos.
So it's the last event of the night. And we're hanging out, and he, like, comes out to talk to his dad, and we're like, hey, dude. And he's like, I have no idea what just happened. I'm, like, super
Wow,
excited.
that's
Because he
He
didn't think
wa-
he was going to win this.
He
Wow.
was in last place the whole race until the last lap.
How
and,
many
like,
people are in
found
this race at the
something
same
deep within.
time?
Oh,
Like
probably
12, maybe?
Yeah, at least 8.
you don't.
people.
You're in last
Okay,
place.
this
You don't
now
expect
sounds like an exciting event. I want to watch more
was
of this.
great.
So these are people running, jumping over obstacles like BMX or motocross
No, like
or something like that.
horses.
Yes.
Well, but they wreck. The horses don't
wreck.
do it with each other. They go
No,
one
yeah,
at a
they're all
time.
Yeah.
going at the same time.
Right, but the motocross guys are all going at the same time, right?
Yeah.
They wreck. So now it's like
And they're
slower
not in lanes.
motocross.
It's just like a pack.
Yeah, yeah.
But
There's
so it was like this incredibly dramatic end to what we
It's
thought.
the last event of the night.
Are
Like,
we
the
sure this
night.
isn't the X Games? It sounds crazy.
It's in the
It's
summer.
very cool.
People horse racing. Like, I don't know how else to describe it.
Where's Sal Masakala?
So we're like, having our American flags. A lot of people left at this point because it's a long race. They run around that track quite a few times. And we're like, nope, we paid for this ticket.
Yeah,
Damn
I'm
it, we're
watching this
staying.
whole
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Not
We're
getting
cheering
up.
on this American guy even though he's in last place. Like, we're going to do this. And then he, like, sprints right at the end. And it was, like, this incredible Olympic amazing finish.
That's okay. That's crazy.
It was cool.
It was. And then we got to, like, see him and take a picture with him. And his dad was there. And, like, it was kind of cool.
And I assume he was very excited to see like fellow Americans still there. Like,
Oh, yeah. He was.
Oh yeah.
We were, like, waving the flag. And he came over.
He was in his own little world, you know.
Ah.
After you win,
He
the
just won an
bronze,
Olympic
yeah.
medal.
Yeah.
I
that he
mean,
didn't
come
expect
on,
to
let him be
probably-
excited.
Yeah.
But he definitely came over and said hi. And
It was very nice.
turns out that track and field folks, some of those events are like, what, 38 seconds?
Yeah.
Right.
So
They got a
when
lot
they're-
of time to kill.
Yeah, when they're done, they don't really leave because, like, this is their Olympic experience. They just kind of, like, hang out.
And watch
So-
the other.
If we left the stands, and, like, in America, it would be where you go to get your, pizza and hot dogs, like the mezzanine area.
Yeah, the
I guess.
concourse. Yeah, and
Concourse.
beer.
So they're just, like, hanging out there. So we went to get our bottled,
Coca-Cola and a
Recyclable
recycled
Coca-Cola.
cup.
Recycled bottle Coke.
and it turns out all these athletes are out there. So we just, like, started taking selfies with them and, like, saying what a good job they did.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was really cool.
So aside from the food in the stadiums being not that great, how was the food in general in
Oh,
Paris?
delicious.
Come
Was
on,
it?
man.
So
I mean, it's
good.
Paris.
Cannot
That's
be
what they
beat.
say, right?
Cannot
Good.
be beat.
So
Yeah.
they
So
do.
good.
Is it?
There is no bad food in Paris.
Could you tell that the rat cooked it?
I'm gonna leave that to our Disney expert.
Yeah, it had that special ratatouille touch.
There's a second one coming out,
I
right?
know, I'm so
When is that
excited.
happening?
Of course, she knows.
I know she knows.
I'm not sure when it's coming out. I think Moana's coming out
Yes.
first.
Yes,
Moana
that I
first.
saw the
That's
trailer.
good.
We are obligated to watch. We're gonna watch.
It's
Stacey's gonna,
also gonna be
probably
very
have to
good.
watch.
My
We have to
kid's
watch
very-
Moana 9,000
My
times.
kid's very pro Moana.
It's so good.
Adding it to the other 9,000 times I've already watched it.
Yeah, Moana 1. Oh my God, that was like years. That and Frozen.
Yo, those two.
Oh my God.
I remember
like-
when my kid first found the Moana movie, and my neighbor was like, "Oh, you're in the Moana phase."
Yo.
And brought
Yeah, and
over
they
a
look at
box
you.
of
They
toys.
look at you like, oh, you're there now.
And
They
They
got
were like-
out of the van today and swung on the door and did the I'm Moana. Like, today.
My
What
kid
year did
does
that come
the-
out?
A while ago.
A long
My
time
kid
ago.
does the
Yeah.
hand thing. But yes, it was just like, "Oh, you're in the Moana phase."
So the food was good.
Food was
Oh,
very good.
amazing.
And is it just like everything is good, or is it like, I mean, we know the bread. The bread's the thing.
there is no
Everybody's
bad food in
exciting.
Paris.
There's no bad. Come
Yeah,
on, that's what they
everything
do.
was good.
They
So
cook.
people, I've been to Paris several times. People ask me like, "Where should I go eat?" And I say, "There is no
Anywhere.
bad food in Paris.
Everything is good.
Literally, Sidewalk Cafe is amazing."
So it's like Milwaukee. Got it. Okay.
No,
No.
but yeah,
No.
Were the Parisians nice?
Yeah.
they were.
So why does everybody say they're all so mean, especially
one-
to
the
American
mi-
tourists?
So a lot of them were out of town.
So who was working?
So the volunteers were definitely there, but most, like, the offices and, I mean, if people were there and working, they were definitely teleworking. Like,
I mean, the people
The
like
city
in the,
was, like,
in the cafes and
closed
stuff
down.
that you're.
Yeah,
I mean,
everyone
you're not
was very nice.
meeting
Oh, I mean,
We didn't
office
have a bad
workers.
experience.
they're very
Everyone was
kind of
nice.
used to tourists, I think. But, like, we went on a chocolate tour. Haley's best friend is the chocolatier now.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we live in a tourist city, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of us are from here. We're used to there being a lot of touristas around, and like, you know,
Please keep coming and spending your money.
spend your money. But
Please.
for the love of God, don't park your buses where I gotta try to play
Oh, hold
softball.
on, no. The
Well,
bus will be there temporarily. That's
there
very
was-
ephemeral.
Not when I gotta try to
Who
fight
cares?
kids.
I
Nobody-
spend your money.
Nobody drove in France. Everybody took the train. So
Well,
that problem was handled.
But like, you know,
There's the issue.
stand to the right.
You are, yo.
There's also no. They did put in some escalators. So in my past times to Paris, the metro is kind of famous for never having escalators or elevators. I don't know how you get around in this town if you need those things. But there was actually some escalators, and I was amazed.
Okay, but also, thank you for coming to our city. We do appreciate that. But also, please learn to stand to the right because we can walk up the left. Anyway, so like...
I used to be out there.
Yeah.
Isn't that why all the escalators are broken, though? Because they're all weighted to one side?
Because of the
Right,
escalafters. Yes, because of the goddamn escalafters.
At this point, I just sit and I look and I'm like, it's okay. Keep spending your money.
So,
Actually-
but anyway, so as people who are used to tourists coming to our city, right? And I don't think people call DC residents particularly prickly towards tourists or anything like that. But France does, Paris in particular, has this reputation. Where does this come from if they were all so kind and easygoing with you?
I don't know. I think it was very like Olympic spirit.
Oh, was it?
Very
I think
much so.
So if you went back next year, they're going to be like,
The
stupid
one time-
American.
In my
and
past
then,
time to Paris, it has been a different feel. This had a very, like, hold hands, sing kumbaya,
Yeah.
Good.
kind of, we're coming together as the world.
do you
know
think
what?
you
They're not
can...
trying to fuck the money up.
Yeah, right. Do you
It's just-
think you can win over the Parisians by reminding them that they don't speak German because of us?
No.
No.
No, that doesn't work?
No, what they'll t-
No.
what
I
they
have some letters to
what they will tell you is like, wait, no, we allowed Germany to flourish after this.
No.
That's what they'll tell you. That's what they will say.
They
But-
allowed it.
In my past times
Yes.
to Paris.
They allowed West Germany that we propped up and okay.
Remember my
Anyway.
big book.
Yes,
Remember
I
my
know.
big book.
Yeah.
Post-war.
They tied themselves together so they wouldn't have another war. It's all another
I
thing.
think bringing up any World War II scenario would not go over well.
No?
But in my past times to Paris, and you've also been to Paris before, it definitely was kind of a different vibe.
Okay.
Where you tried to speak your terrible French before you
And
ever
they didn't
before you ever
criticize you
tried
for
it.
it?
No, they definitely do, but they'll help you at least. If you start in English, you're gonna get a different perspective. This time they started in English. Like
good.
they were
We knew
ready
it.
for the
They all
tourists.
speak English. They're lying when they tell you no
Oh,
English.
they all
They
speak
definitely
English.
speak English.
They definitely all speak English.
Yes, that whole continent speaks English.
But they want you to start in French first. But this
The
time,
lingua franca is English.
it was less of a like, we're expecting
No
you
bell
to...
for that. That was funny.
No,
No,
no
no
bell for that.
bell for that.
Not even
It's
a
not
harp.
your show. It's Stacey's
Stacey
show.
Stacey
Show.
Chat is a hard show.
Stacey
Yeah.
show. Let's be alliterative.
Stacey show.
Stacey's show.
Stacey chat.
Stacey chat.
But yeah, it was definitely, the French were very excited to have the Olympics there. They were every cafe was decorated. Every cafe had TVs in it showing the Olympics.
Sure.
And
Oh,
most of
yeah.
them never had TVs in it before.
Well, yeah.
Like, that and the
Thanks,
escalators
China.
were like,
Yeah,
you guys
TVs are free
definitely-
now, don't you know that? Those children print them out of lead.
But like you didn't go to sit at a cafe to watch TV. I remember watching the World Cup there
Yeah.
in Paris when France won, and we had to like find a place with a TV, and that was a search because most cafes didn't have them. Every cafe had a TV.
You know what? They had books. They were like, you can come here and read the World Cup.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
That was an amazing party though, the World Cup. But this,
All right.
they were happy we were there.
So, Stacey Chat has to take breaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. Will you stick around for the second, third half of the show for a while? Okay, great.
I didn't know that was optional.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
I'm
not optional.
still waiting to get paid for our Olympic trip, so
We're working on it.
I
We're
will
trying
be
to
there.
go take a break so we can pay some bills.
Come
and
on,
pay you.
sales. Get on it, sales.
Yeah, Brian.
No, he's not sales.
Yeah, right?
The person to the right of him.
That was where you hit the harp.
One of you other people should do some work around here besides Brian. I'm looking at you, Stacey. Okay,
Oh,
we're
so put my hand down.
I work around here more than like half of the
Yeah,
people.
A
it's
lot
true.
more than I do.
she is.
I designed you a chick pin.
That's true. We did that. Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Stays on, red hat stays on, red hat stays on, red hat stays on. Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing in America. Rap is our only solution, so let's raise a glass, make a toast to our freedom. Cheers. We come way too far, nothing stands in our way. We get Trump back in office and Joe on his way. We're doing it right, the American way. And if you don't know, MAGA's here to stay. What do you do when they come for you? Freedom's what you gotta lose. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. What do you do when the gas is high? Inflation's up in the sky. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I don't care how they look at me in the deepest heart of a blue city. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I know when you smile, you like what you see. If you love America, you agree. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. You know the Democrats brainwash, always try to frame us. This red hat made me real famous. Gonna sing this song and keep your red hat on.
What do you do when they come for you? Freedom's what you gotta lose. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. What do you do when the gas is high? Inflation's up in the sky. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I don't care how they look at me in the deepest heart of a blue city. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I know when you smile, you like what you see. If you love America, you agree. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on.
I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin. I just don't want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.
No, you're. Welcome back to Chip Chat, everybody. Chip isn't here yet, but he'll be walking in soon.
Chip is still in shock from that video.
I'm really disturbed.
What?
I know. I feel so bad for the guests always because we always play these.
I've been taken to like a dark place.
I think this might have been the second time
You
that
didn't tell me it was that kind of show.
we did not tell some other people that it was that kind of show.
We're
either,
not
and they made
laughing
us
with that. We're laughing at it.
that. Oh my God!
I know sometimes you have to explain that. Again, like I always say, I understand that this person thinks that Sandy Hook did not actually happen. And again, there's a disclaimer, me laughing. Yeah.
Haley and I right now.
Yeah.
No.
I just looked at the screen.
That's what I did the first time.
If it wasn't for the fact that I'm waiting for you to give me the money for the trip,
You would leave. Yes, no.
Thank you.
we have Lou Dobbs after the next break.
Yeah,
so.
right. Oh yes.
No.
No, you don't like that one. All right, so after
Untag me from all of them.
Too late.
yeah, so
We already had to do that on a different show.
yeah, we did have to do that before when we were trying. That's a whole nother story.
Tell that story, because I wasn't here.
Wait, I want to hear.
So
what
the
happened.
story is, we did a curling show with
He's so dumb for playing that. I said,
women
you did
curlers.
what? I said, you did what?
and I
Yeah,
got
blame you.
all these like big time women curlers to come on this show, and then something.
And we were talking about where
Do you have that video?
curling is
Play it.
we
anyway,
were
they
talking
were like,
about
you cannot play this tape.
women's issues and how curling was not
you
doing
played
a
the
good
MAGA
job
MVP.
of this.
That's what it was,
and
right?
that was the debut of that video. Yes,
Yeah.
was the MTG
It
and
was
Maga's
that-
MVP.
That was, yeah.
Yo.
We had some splaining to do.
And what we didn't tell any of these important people was that this is us laughing at them.
Yeah,
I
that.
still hate everything about this.
Yes, you should. That's the idea. Like it is like a disgusting, awful thing.
Yeah.
But it is at this point, look, they're doing it anyway. And it is worth mocking just because it's so ridiculous. I mean,
I
they
worry about
wrapped
platforming
a
it.
Cybertruck.
I go along with it though.
Yes, we are worried about platforming it, but I think we're very clear that this is ridiculous.
I was just very unprepared for that.
That's
moment.
what
Have you
that
not
is-
seen a Cybertruck truck?
No, I
That's
try not
every
to.
cyber truck.
Right.
It's not whether it has a decal or not.
Every time I see one in the wild, I start laughing like hilariously because
You and my husband have that in common.
every time we have a lot in common. Every time we see like my wife too, like every time she's like, "Oh no, I hope it doesn't see mud." Like they don't work.
Have you seen the video of
It
the
got
lady who's
stuck
like,
in the mud in a puddle. It's AI turned on and it was like, this could be Lake
It's
Erie or it
literally-
could be a
it's
puddle.
just-
We don't know, and
you
it won't
get,
drive.
When you get stuck in the mud, you got to take it with the truck. It's just a cyber.
It's
There's
not
no,
a
no
truck.
truck. It's not a
not
truck.
really even cyber, but
It's not.
did you see
Real
the one where
trucks can get
they're
through
like,
the mud.
so much room for my kid's stuff, and the guy takes his like regular SUV and is like,
Yeah, right. And all the raccoons that are chewing their way into them because they think they're dumpsters. Because they look like dumpsters and they have a lid that looks like a dumpster lid.
Yo, that Maga's MVP is really doing that. That is some of the most sinister shit.
That guy is amazing.
It's really crazy that he's like, oh, I can make a lot of money. Not even a lot
I
of
don't
money.
think he's making
It's
a
more
lot of
fun.
money. He's
but
making some
there's,
money.
there's a decent amount of ad. How many views does that have?
I don't know, but
well, we just added one.
Well, we add 16 every 3 weeks. It's insane. We are the algorithm. What does it feed our? I would be very afraid to see what the next video it would feed after that. Like after we just.
I don't know, but every time I watch our show, it tells me to watch like Colbert.
So far,
Colbert.
that video has gotten 31,000 views.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
nothing.
perfect. Okay, cool. We're not doing.
So,
I feel
wait a
better. I feel
minute.
better. I feel better.
Okay,
I feel better.
so my video with Priest
I feel better. I
is
feel better.
outpacing that by miles.
I feel better. No one even knows who the fuck that guy's is. It's just us.
Yes.
That's the only knows who the fuck that guy is. It's literally us. 32,000 views are
That's
us.
us. It's you and me watching this and laughing.
Yo.
All right, let's do some part of this show. Now we've come to the part of the show called The Rundown. This is where I tell you about some stuff that's going on in the news. If we were professionals, it would sound a little something like this. No.
yes.
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 No, that's all we got.
It's not your
TRS.
show.
The
Radio
TRS
and
have
beyond
spoken.
in Washington, D.C.
The
I'm
new
Jay
one will
Scott
coming
Smith.
on the season
And
premiere.
this is the part of the hour where I tell you some stuff that's going on in the news.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Okay. Good luck to your Lions this week. This
Man
one
Campbell.
is yeah. There's a whole extra.
Oh, you should see the
Side episode.
Applebee's commercial.
Oh, it was
Yes,
amazing.
yes,
Yeah.
Applebee's commercial.
Yes. And
All
it's,
right, next, continue. I'll find that.
You gotta
All
watch
right,
that. You're gonna
I'll
like
do
that
on
one.
my own.
Okay, this is the special election edition of the Rundown. So, yeah, it's a special edition, not breaking news.
Oh,
Calm
sorry.
down. Mixing sound effects? What are you doing? Fuck. Turn on the harp again. This one, this is crazy. Okay, so one of the things that you might know about these Trump rallies is that the music is a big part of it, right? And one of the songs that he loves to play is "Hold On, I'm Coming," which is the Sam and Dave classic song. It's Stax Records. It's great soul rockin'. It's such a good song. Blues Brothers did a version of it. A lot of people like it. It's a very good song.
Relatable title.
Yeah, right. Although not at a Trump rally. Incidentally, the same song J.D. Vance plays when he goes to the furniture store.
You know,
But,
So, in any case,
Marlowe's.
this this song is, he plays this constantly. And the song was written, or at least half written, by Isaac Hayes,
Yes, it is. Yes,
who is dead,
he's
but
dead.
not a Trump fan, was a Scientologist, which is weird, but
Yeah.
his son, Isaac Hayes III, who is the executor of the estate, was like, hey, stop playing this song. Like, we have the rights to it. We don't want you to use it. Sidebar here. The Republicans have this problem a lot. They hear a song that they like. They want to play it. It turns out that the things that they stand for are totally antithetical to everything that the artist who wrote the song or performs the song stands for, like Bruce Springsteen and Reagan.
Funny enough, artsy people tend
to vote left. Yes.
Yeah, you know.
So they invariably get these cease and desist orders from whoever owns the song, and they stop playing it and eventually settle on Kid Rock or whatever that fucking guy is called.
I say I am kind of surprised they never brought him into any of those
I'm
rallies.
surprised he wasn't at
Nobody
the rallies.
knows him.
Well, except for MTG.
Wants to watch it.
MTG knows him.
Yeah, right. She was in the video.
He paid MTG.
Yeah, it's
It
100%.
didn't go the other way.
Right.
It didn't happen that way.
Where's he getting the money?
from your 30,000 views.
He's selling drugs, is what he said.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
He's not watching this show. He's not gonna. What is he gonna cease and desist me? I'll walk right through it, just like Trump did to this cease and desist order from the Isaac Hayes estate. They're like, "Don't do that," and he was like, "Make me," and they're like, "Well, all right then." So they went to court, and they're like, "No,
Shift.
yeah." so they got to stop playing a song. I don't know if they have or not though, because what I don't understand is like, if the court rules in your favor that somebody's got to stop using your stuff, if they keep using it, what's the recourse?
If
Like,
only we
what
had a
can
lawyer
happen?
here to ask.
I mean, what Haley? Like, what could happen? What could the court
Money.
order? Money, and what if they just don't pay it?
Well, I mean, collecting is always like the hardest part of a lawsuit. So.
Yeah. So they're just gonna be like, no.
I mean, they'll keep it'll drag out for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it's a victory nonetheless.
Because Trump's really known for, paying his bills.
Yeah, or settling in court. Okay. This is an interesting moment here.
That was crazy. I saw that and I was like, oh.
So let's give credit where credit's due. The student newspaper at Duke University broke a story this week, which was that, I can't believe I'm saying this, person who agrees with Tez on more things than could possibly be imagined, Liz Cheney, endorsed Kamala Harris.
2004 me is looking at me like, what?
Now, this probably, like, to be fair, this isn't surprising. I think everybody kind of saw this coming and they were just waiting for her to do it, right? But she had previously talked about, okay, people should just not vote for Trump, or they should write in, or they should do something else. But now she basically came out and she said explicitly, the situation is too dire.
Yes.
Got to vote for Harris.
Yeah.
Did you, I mean, we've talked about
We've
this
talked
several
about a
times on
lot.
this show, but you are really at a point where you and Liz are, I mean, you're best friends at this point.
So it's very hard to
Explain
say.
yourself.
It's not explain. I mean, I think not only Liz Cheney, but a few Republicans look at what the options are, and if their party or whatever needs to, like, I don't
Replace
know, evolve or replace their party, like, whatever that is, the only way that happens is if, I hate to say this, but the status quo of what regular democracy is continues on.
Yes.
And a vote for Donald Trump is not that. But I do find, like, that for Liz Cheney to say she's gonna vote on the Democratic ticket, that says a lot about where the Republican Party is.
It really does.
That's because she voted for Trump in 2020, right? Like, she voted with him in Congress.
In the House, she was number 3 in House leadership.
So
we're at this weird point where there's a Cheney endorsing the Democrat and there's a Kennedy endorsing the Republican.
What the fuck's going on?
It is the most bizarro world shit you've seen this side of Superman. I mean, this is
It's really weird.
knucking futz. And we're talking about, it's not just Cheney, right? You've
No,
got
yeah.
Cheney, you've got you've got Rubenstein. A lot of the architects of the Iraq War,
Yeah.
who, if you're old enough to remember are literally war criminals, and that most people like me want nothing to fucking do with.
I'm only 21.
Right.
Yeah. You're
You're
new
on
around
ChipChat.
here.
Chat.
You're new around here.
This is her first episode.
Yeah, you're new around here.
Nope, I protested on Lakeshore Drive in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy to see that we're lining up with these people, but here we are, in line with Liz Cheney and Jen Rubin and all of. I mean, what is going on?
I think it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Some of them have also run into the hard truth and repented.
Also funny, we're talking about the democratic process while wearing crowns. Just want to
Well,
put that out there.
This country loves
Yeah, give me
crowds.
mine back for a little while. You've had it for a little while.
Exactly.
Pointing that out.
Yeah, that's a very key thing. Crown.
Are you okay with this?
Of course, I'm okay
Are
with
you
this.
are you
I found,
more than okay? Are you happy about this?
I found her memoir to be very.
You read it faster than you read any
Any
other
other book.
books.
Yeah, it was in and out.
It was here for 1 week.
And it was gone. And and again, I just don't agree with her and her idea of what America should look like. But where I do agree with her is I agree with America.
Yeah.
And she agrees with America.
Right.
And it's like, and I always make this joke, and I'm like, Liz Cheney wants to take my votes by voting about it.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at that point, all right, I can persuade enough individuals, and obviously there's issues around, like, again, voting rights, and like, right, they dismantled that. But I can persuade enough people to buy into my vision. But I need votes. I can't have someone who's like, I'm taking the ball and I'm playing a different game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never gonna dribble. I'm just gonna carry it and put it in. It's
just,
crazy. It's
just
like
push through everybody and it's like, that's a handball. And like, fuck you. Yeah, whatever. Stop me.
Who's gonna stop me?
Yeah, it's like water polo, right? What if you did have a horse?
Turns out they give each other
But nobody
wedgies.
else had horses.
Yes, I know that. And noogies. They a big thing about like elbows and like knuckles and stuff.
But like they literally wedgie under the water, we learned.
Yeah.
I feel like that describes a lot of political situations.
Yeah.
Like there's a wedgie going on under the water that like the ref on top of the water can't see.
That's 100% Illinois politics right there. Not picking on, just back to point of fact. Okay.
Yay, Liz Cheney.
Last question on this segment here. The debate is supposed to happen in a few days.
It's going. You said it's not. It's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
She's agreed to the
She's
original
agreed,
rules.
yeah.
He
Vice
does-
President Harris is going to be there.
Yeah, Donald Trump. That's his last hurrah.
He's not going to go.
That's the last hurrah. Yes, he is. It's the only thing he has.
All right, well, we can't get any hop slam, but what are we betting on this? If it happens or doesn't happen, because it's going to be between these shows.
Take this bet.
What's
you have
today?
to pay for our 5-timer jackets.
I like it. No.
No, I pay on these bets. What?
Hey,
Just
I
not
brought
for
you a case of beer when I lost my bet.
Yes, that's true. You did. Okay, so the debate is supposed to be the 10th.
Not supposed to be. It's going to happen.
What
And
day is today?
I have DirecTV streams. I have to get a new option because the
Can't watch
cable wars.
ESPN.
I can't watch ABC.
They took away college sport. Well, yeah, but it'll be multi-streamed on all the other stuff too.
Fair. Oh yeah,
Washington Post will
and
have
I'm
it.
not gonna. I never watch the debate. I listen to it all the time. I say that like
Just
I
gonna
watch
listen
it.
to it on
NPR.
Exactly. I
Love
always.
it.
I never watch it.
That's 2 weeks in a row. Shout out Esther Chamakili.
Yeah.
Batman.
We love Esther Chan.
We found out she was Batman this week or last week.
Last week.
Last week, yeah. She said it live on the radio.
She's the best.
I wouldn't have done that, but you know.
She came and did women's curling and
Yeah.
2 thumbs way up.
Right.
The vote. It's happening.
Okay,
in the sense
so the
of-
next week we're
there's
gonna know.
be a. You're saying that ABC is not gonna broadcast a debate.
I'm saying he's not gonna show up.
That is political suicide.
He's gonna not show up, and he's gonna tell everybody.
He
that
loves TV.
there
Are
was
you
a-
crazy?
He's gonna do a separate TV thing with Hannity
No,
or whatever.
no,
and
he's
gonna-
not.
There's no way.
There's no way in hell.
He shows up. I'm with Tess.
What are we talking about? You think? Wait, he's not good. That's the only thing imagine what that would, the ripple effect that would be if he did not show up.
The
Okay.
first one I was with you, but the second one,
Think about
I'm
think
over
about
here.
it.
He's
Think
showing
about it.
up.
First of all, his mic is muted, so he can't do all the weird shit.
No, that
She
works
can't
for him.
even
That works
more
for him.
reason
That
you
works for
go.
him
Yeah,
to be.
she
I
can't
understand.
do it either.
I understand that. The second thing is, the last debate cost him the election. Okay, he was going to win. I mean, Biden was not an inspiring candidate, and people were going to stay home. And then he is out there. The only thing he's regretful about is that he knocked Biden out of the race with that debate.
Big dummy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a fair statement.
It's the only thing he's ever expressed regret about that I can count.
There's no way he's not gonna go.
He's
But
gonna go.
There's no way.
why would he not want to go on TV?
He doesn't answer the
Because he
questions
doesn't want
anyway.
to. He doesn't want. He did a town hall this week on
Yes.
Fox. He
Yeah.
did not take a single question from the
Right,
audience.
no
He spent
questions.
the entire time
Of course.
in his
How
town
come they don't
hall
answer the
shouting at
questions
Hannity.
Of the debate anyway.
They never even got to where the people got to stand up and ask the question.
There
They
will be
spent
no
the
crowd.
entire
There's no audience.
hour on
There's
an
no
intro.
audience.
It's a non-issue.
Thank God we don't do audiences.
What
no
I'm
more. I
saying-
hope that's dead forever.
No more audiences. But what I'm saying is
You
like,
really still
he
dug.
doesn't have any reason to do this. It's only going to hurt him. And
He had no reason to go to NHJ, like, and he did it.
he can go out there and do nothing. He can skip it and just make up a reason why and tell his people that, and they're all going to believe it.
Yeah, but
You
he
don't know.
doesn't have enough votes with just his people. It's not gonna. He has to go.
He's not going to sway anybody. He knows that.
You really think he's not going to go on TV? The thing he loves the most.
He's going to go on TV. He's just going to go on OAN or something.
No, he's
gonna
no
be there.
way.
He's not going to answer any
could get a
questions. He's
2-hour
going to say his
special on
canned
OAN.
speech that he
And-
wants to say, regardless of whatever they're saying. But he's going.
Windmills
He
and shark
doesn't
battery
like.
attacks and
He
shit.
doesn't like Kamala Harris. He feels a certain way
He
about
doesn't
her,
want to be in a room with her.
and I think that is going to be what shows.
Yeah.
Hey, because they're going to tell him if I'm. Who is it? Who's his? God, what's the woman's name who's running his campaign? I'm blanking on her name.
What, Kellyanne?
Not Kellyanne. No, his actual specific campaign man. I'm blanking on her name on there. But they're gonna tell him, we need you to go out there. We need you to hammer her as being a crazy progressive who flip flops. He's gonna be like, okay, and then he's not gonna do that.
And then he's going to go talk
And
about
then
somebody
he's going to go
else.
out there and
Yeah.
he's going to be like, windmills give you cancer.
And
He's
let's
gonna be
inject
he's
bleach.
gonna like, you know what I don't like about Kamala? And then he's gonna start. It's gonna go down. We already know, and all she has to do is prosecute him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand what
all-
she's got to do and what the right thing here is, and I
You really
want
think
that to happen.
You think he's not gonna show up?
I don't see
That would
any reason
tank
for
his
him to show
campaign.
it. He's tank it what?
He's showing
He
up.
could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose a single vote. It's the only time he's ever told the
But
truth.
if I'm on the fence,
You
if this-
think
There's no
Forgiato, whatever the fuck, is going to
There's no-
stop voting for him with his stupid Cybertruck
But that's
just
not
because he
enough
doesn't go to
people.
the debate?
He
They're all
needs
that.
But that's not enough people to win the
To
presidency.
him, that's the only
He
people
has
he's
to
going to
convince
get. That's
some
what he
people
thinks.
just to show up.
He's
He
got
has
to
to
convince
convince-
a lot of our people to stay
He has
home.
to
Is what he's got to
stay
do.
home.
But that's not gonna happen anymore because now you have a changed
what I'm
candidate.
saying. So
no
he's-
matter what, so he just says, "I don't care. We're not gonna
He's
play
gonna
the
play
game."
the part.
There
so that
is
he can
nothing-
claim that it was all fake.
There is nothing Donald Trump can do right now that increases or decreases the size of his vote. I believe that is completely based.
But by going on it,
irrelevant
yeah.
to him going to the debate.
also the
Right,
reason
because then he could go and just do
See,
whatever the
you're
fucking
linking
tank or
those
whatever.
two things. You're linking going to the debate to actual voting. We're saying he's going to the debate because he likes to be on TV. It has nothing to do with people
Yeah,
actually
but I
showing
believe
up
he
to
can
vote.
get on
and he
TV
can bank,
regardless.
and what he can always bank as
Not
well
all
too.
Can he
networks.
sell fake NFTs or
No,
whatever?
he can bank that something happens in the debate and that Kamala Harris stumbles, and that's why he
That's
goes.
his only chance.
That's
Yeah,
his,
that's his only chance.
It's his
He's not
only
gonna
chance.
want- He's
She
not
can't
gonna want
stumble
them to
if-
say that he's too afraid to debate her. And
That would be
there's
crazy.
No way.
That's-
There's no way.
yeah.
Especially for a man whose strength,
You
like
think-
that's what he tries to
You
exhibit.
think that he can be shamed into anything?
It's
Yes.
not shame.
If
though.
he doesn't go and everybody says, "Hey, you're too chicken shit to debate this woman," and you didn't go to the debate or whatever, and he goes, "No, the reason I didn't go is because I found out that they were gonna, put
No, he's not
electric
gonna be on
shocks in my
defense.
shoes or
He
whatever."
doesn't want to be on
He doesn't wanna be
defense
on
about
defense.
that.
Yeah.
He's
What-
just gonna lie.
But here's the thing:
Doesn't
there's
matter.
no other opportunity outside of the debates for him to gain
I don't
momentum.
think he can understand that.
I don't
You-
think it's linked to votes at all. I think it's all ego. I could be on 12 networks tonight.
The
So I
network
wanna be on
matters.
12
That I
networks
believe.
tonight.
The
believe.
network still matters. This whole you go on Twitter,
because he still thinks
Spaces,
he's gonna get
all
in
that shit.
on
No,
Time
the
Magazine's
network
cover or
and
whatever.
and as well too. No matter what, by going on that, it brings eyes on him because this is going to be the most watched debate that we've probably seen in the last 50 years.
I mean,
Alright.
the man has made a career out of bad publicity is good publicity.
Yes, it's
Any publicity for him is good publicity. So I think being on all those
Why do
networks
you
is
really-
not a chance he's gonna get.
you
on.
really think he's not going to show to this?
I really think
That's-
that
I
I think there's a lane there
Why?
because
What has he shown that he would do this?
You're
because he-
assuming that he's thought out
He's
a
thought a
process.
plan.
and
no,
there's
no, that's what
consequences
I'm
and-
thinking. I'm thinking the opposite of that. I'm thinking that he just does any fucking thing on a whim, and because he has total immunity, not just from the Supreme Court but from his voters.
No. That
That can be
team-
true, and he can show up for the debate.
Yeah, it is possible.
You think, but like also too, that campaign is still a campaign, and they
Yeah,
are
they've
trying to
been
win.
prepping him.
They're trying to win an election, and you don't win an election by saying not going to the debate.
I think it comes off as scared if he doesn't show up.
I don't think whether his campaign is legitimate or not is an open question.
I
don't
think it's a legit. It's still
I
a
don't
campaign.
think- I
Scared
don't think
of a
that-
woman, I think, is more detrimental than him looking like a bumbling.
That would
idiot.
keep his people from coming out to
That's
vote for him.
assuming that his goal of this is to win. I think the goal of the campaign for him is to grift and take the money.
It's to win. Too.
And
It's to
he,
win.
the only
wants
reason he
win.
wants
He
to win
thinks
is to
he's
stay out of
He
jail.
thinks he's winning. Yes.
Yeah.
He thinks he's winning because that's his ticket out of jail.
Yes.
I guess we'll see. Tune in next week when you find the.
I can't believe
Exciting
that
end to
that
this.
You still think he's not gonna
It's
play.
really crazy that you've dug in on like he's not going to show up.
I'm
There's
also
a
really glad
lane.
we sat according to
Yeah.
opinion on this. It made it very easy.
Like,
Do you want to take a break or do the test talk?
We already did his test talk. It was
I know
great.
exactly. We did a test talk
No,
already.
but we had. I mean,
There's a what
did
was
you
my-
have a separate one?
I did have a I did have a separate one actually
Okay.
on there. Do I have it up? I think I have it up.
Why don't we do that and then we'll take a break before we do world news because there's the world news segment is going to be pretty interesting.
Let's do it.
Is it about France?
No,
Damn.
we already did France.
Too much France.
So all right,
France,
do you want to
France
do a break and then do test talk, or do you
No,
want to
let's
do test talk?
let's go straight.
All right,
I love
let's-
you, Brian. I got you.
Look at these dead ass birds.
Oh, look at that. 2 test talks. We already did. We're not hitting no buttons no more. No, I saw this in Time the other day. Maybe it's 2 days ago. And
Is
it-
Trump on the cover?
no, it's the headline was your cynicism isn't helping anybody. And like for me, I saw this. I was like, my phone is obviously
That is
listening to me.
obviously this is right on the money.
But
for
I'm
you.
usually more of the nuanced person on
You
this
are the
show.
nuanced
I'm more
person.
of like the one. But
and you're the optimist.
and I'm like the internal optimist here. But I had also been feeling a lot of cynicism as of late. And in the article, they mentioned they're like, it's not as you fix your
Here, you can have the crown for this.
Thank
one.
you.
It's your
Yeah,
test.
you should probably be wearing the crown.
Yeah,
Pass the
my
crown.
bad.
Yeah, you know, you think you're a benevolent dictator, but you're just a dictator.
I'm just giving it to you. Come on.
No,
God save the king.
You were really nice to add the tater.
Thank you.
Hey!
Sorry, you walked right into that.
Just walk right into that one. But they mentioned in the article they were talking about like we all kind of go through these like battles of cynicism, and like cynicism is like a spectrum. Because usually we just point it on one person. It's like, oh, it's this misanthrope who hates life and hates everybody or whatever.
I'm that.
Yeah, and this might be I might be talking to you. This might be intervention. And it, like a couple of like the bullet points here was like the myth cynicism is clever, which I think you.
I don't think that it's clever, and I think that people who use cynicism in place as a way to make themselves appear more intellectual are ridiculous and glib idiots. It's not me. Don't put that on me. I'm just sad and depressed. That's different.
Some people think, and they mentioned here that cynicism is safe.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it totally is. I get
It
that.
is definitely safe, right? And when
No,
I read
it's
this, I was
not.
like, it can make you feel better. But I was like, everybody doesn't give a fuck. So.
No, I understand. Yes, I understand why. Okay, I
But
get
then you're
that.
never disappointed. If
Right,
everything's
right,
gonna go
right.
wrong, then you're never disappointed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talked to my therapist about that a lot.
No, that's
That's
yeah.
right there.
There's whole countries that are that. Yes.
And I think it was this paragraph here that really like kind of hit me because I was like, all right, well, you're saying like we can't be cynics, but there has to be something for me to be like, all right, well, I know everybody's not out here to do like it's right as your pantomime there, it's like everybody's not here to be helpful and nice, right? But they said, but we don't have to keep falling for cynicism's allure. We can see it for what it is, a psychological trap, and adopt a new way of thinking. Rejecting cynicism doesn't mean being gullible or naive. A powerful alternative is skepticism.
Yes.
Right? And they mentioned like a scientific mindset where we focus on evidence to decide who we can believe in. If cynicism is the lack of faith in people, skepticism is the lack of faith in our assumptions. It allows us neither to blindly trust or blindly mistrust others, and to learn about our social world in a more agile way. And I thought it was a very interesting article. Like, for me, and when I read it, I was like, oh, I have felt really cynical at work, home, and around a variety of different things. And I was like, no, I should reframe that to be a more skeptic.
Yes, and you know what? Okay, we're going to go down sports as my way to sort into this.
This is your therapy.
Okay, well, it's not just that, but also like sports is a way to explain a lot of this, okay? We here are sports fans.
Yes.
Many of us at this table are devoted fans of teams that are often terrible.
Right.
Okay, yes. You got the Chicago Bears over here. We got the Washington
Wizards.
Football team, the Wizards. Nats have been pretty
much every Chicago
bad for a
team.
while. The Orioles have been god awful for 20 years.
They're
until
good though.
fairly
They're
recently.
good.
Yes,
They're good.
until right, but
And
the
I went to
Angeles
Purdue.
years have
I got no hope.
right. Okay, and I had to live through Brady Hoke and Rich Rod, and okay. So like during all of that time, there was an opportunity for me as an Everton fan to say nothing matters and fucking Premier League is broken and it's all garbage. But I don't say that.
Right.
What I say is the league is out to get us because they are, but also like we are bad and this is a bad situation and we shouldn't be doing it. But like I don't stop watching. I don't give up on it, and I don't say that this is a fix. I just say that it's I call it like I see it. It's miserable, but I call it like I see it. You don't look at that and go like, oh, the NFL's against the Bears. You go, oh, the Bears are against the Bears. Obviously, they hate themselves and they keep sabotaging any opportunity they have to win.
That
Well,
changes
I have
this
very
year.
specific people I like to blame, but
Yeah,
they're
well,
all
and-
sports-related people.
Right, and so
That
and
changes this year with Caleb.
yes,
So
I think
it's
so.
over with, it's different.
We
We gotta get Miss Biles a new jacket, though.
we that was a big deal. We feel that way about Danny. He held the franchise back for all that time. I mean, it's
But he's
so
gone.
much. But he's gone. But nowhere in that did I just go, oh, the NFL is fixed. I just went, oh, Danny's the problem. So skeptic, yes. Cynic,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to everything, not just about sports.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I haven't given up.
But I do think, like, if we think about our politics, a lot of people are cynics toward. I think.
I think a lot of people on the right are cynics.
No,
Because
but
it serves
No,
the-
I think no. Because remember, I think we spoke about this after. Like I said, I felt Obama's speech at the DNC was directed at you. Specifically.
But he made a dick joke, and that was amazing.
It was directed.
Yes, it was. It was really good.
It was great.
Obama made a penis joke, and that should be just acknowledged.
Actually, then since then,
and
everybody we
appreciated.
did a whole segment
It's-
on that.
Yeah, and I love that everybody picked up on that, and like some people were like, "Wait, he didn't." I was like,
Most
oh,
of
you're
the
not
women
paying
in this
attention.
country apparently didn't pick up on that.
No, they just didn't admit that they picked up on it. Every woman understood that joke.
Okay. In any case,
Speaking on behalf of all women
yes,
everywhere.
that's right. Thank you.
As you look, it's your show.
Thank you.
No, yeah.
We love you, Brian.
No, I mean, but again, sometimes I feel like you're a cynic to a population that we need.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
You
you
should
think
be
I'm
skeptical of them, though.
I'm not skeptical. You say I'm cynical of the people on the right.
Yeah,
of
whenever
the
I
MAGA
say-
cultists, because I think that there's just no hope for them.
There's no hope for them,
We
which is
can't
crazy.
save them. Put them on a barge, sink it in the North Atlantic. That's my solution. I mean,
I hate when he says that.
Okay,
These are
That's a little cynical.
right. It's like, why are we trying to sink a fellow American?
No, we're not. We're
kill
not.
people.
We're not. No. But
He
okay.
says this often,
I
and I'm
know.
always like,
Now I get what you're getting at.
I know.
Okay.
I talked to him.
One of the things that we talk about a lot is my concern that when this is over, when the fever dream breaks, how do we reintegrate millions of people who are out here saying things like the election was stolen,
government class,
or like any inject bleach, or God knows what. I mean, these people are they have created an entirely alternate reality where stuff just that isn't happening is totally happening to them. When this is over, which I'm assuming it is, which is not cynical, that's optimistic.
Thank you.
I'm
Finally, we're being
assuming-
like, again, Democrats, we need to be on the offense and be like, we're about to go fucking win the election.
Yes, but
That's what the fuck we're about to go do.
But I don't think that's when this is over. I
No,
think
it's
that
a little
there's
further.
going to be
It's
longer.
not over after the election.
But that I
No,
believe that there is a time when this is over and
January
reality
6th.
reality sets
Watch
back
for now.
in. Okay. What do we do with this group of people? And it isn't 5 or 10 or 20 or a few thousand, but it is
millions.
millions of people who have created an alternate reality. And how do we reintegrate them into actual reality?
They've been tricked.
I don't know,
which
but they're
they-
coming to my house for Thanksgiving, and I'm a
But
little
they
worried.
have to be willing to.
That's the thing. There are family members. There are fellow Americans.
But they have to
Yeah.
be willing to. Our job is when they say nothing about it and just act like it never happened, let it go. That's what we have to do. But if they don't do that,
Right. Yeah.
what are we to do with several million Americans who are still ranting on about their turn of the frogs gay?
You gotta. I do think, and this is where it's difficult. You gotta continuously ask them questions. You almost have to get them to you almost have to like lead them to their own answer.
But when you
They're not
corner
gonna
them
get there, though.
rhetorically, they
but they-
don't, and that's what you're calling me a
when
cynic.
we say they're
Because
never
we
gonna
talk
get
about
there,
it because I don't think they're ever getting there. That's the cynic.
I
They're-
think
they're not getting there. I have.
Now you're the cynic.
No, this is not even cynical. This is a whole. I have a whole branch of my family, some of whom have decided they're coming to my house for Thanksgiving. First time in a city, they want to go to the Smithsonian's.
of course.
Well,
First time in any city,
Yeah.
outside of their
The
town
mall's
that has
fine.
285 people in it. But
you want me to come over and cook?
yes, please.
Okay.
Please wear like a yarmulke.
Yeah,
and
I'll Jew it up.
full get
Yeah,
up.
Tess
but-
should come too. That'll
Yeah,
be
Tess
really
should
great.
definitely come too.
The last time the blacks and the Jews got together, we
We called it Georgia.
We called it Georgia, and then we called it January 6th.
Yeah.
And right
As
after
many
that,
non-Rome Missourians that could come to my house for Thanksgiving, you are all welcome. But the way they find strength is in the conviction of their beliefs, in that it doesn't change. So in changing, this is the, if I believe in something, that is it. That's how I'm going. There is no honor in I've learned something new, so I believe something new.
Oh, that's weird.
It is, this is what I believe, and holding to my convictions
Is more
is the
powerful
strength
than
and
learning
the
things.
honor.
Yeah, got it.
So it's a different mindset. So I don't think you do, because holding to my convictions is where that is someone who is strong. That is someone who has honor. Whereas, this is a very urban mindset we're saying right now, a very, I would say, enlightened or diverse mindset of when I learn something new, my convictions may change.
Sure.
I'm willing to be presented with other information. I like to stay informed. Instead of, if my beliefs change, then I'm weak. So, and a lot of that comes from religion. You believe wholeheartedly and you don't question. And if
Yeah.
your belief wavers, then you are weak.
I don't think I've ever considered the idea that people call it strength when they refuse to learn things.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's ever occurred to me.
It's a different mindset.
Because even in I mean, obviously everybody here is teasing me, making fun of me for all this stuff when I say things like, "Oh, the goddamn French and they don't speak German because of us." And it's a very like boomer mindset World War II. That isn't actually what I think. Obviously not, and it's like a big joke. But like, it hasn't occurred to me that everybody doesn't process it that way.
Everyone does not process it that way, and that is. And I just had this conversation with a relative, who got sent a postcard in the mail. You know, the handwritten postcards that are like, vote as if your life depends on it, vote as if your daughter's life depends on it. And she said, I don't know who to send this back to say that I'm not voting that I'm going to vote for Trump. I want to write it and send it back to them.
And you're like, you could just do nothing.
Yeah, well,
you just
she
ignore
was like, where did this postcard come from? But, yeah, so if your belief in religion or way of life or gender roles or whatever wavers,
that's weakness.
That's weakness. You're not sticking to the plan. Sticking to the plan is what makes you a strong man, a strong woman, a strong Christian, a strong whatever. You don't question it. You don't waver. Because if you waver, this is the exact argument Trump wants to make against Kamala, right? Like she's wavering. She's not.
She has learned new things and made a different decision. That's weakness.
To the people he wants to appeal to, that is weakness.
That does appear as weakness.
Because you don't question your faith, you don't question your family, you don't question your heritage, you don't question, whatever. Like, that's not what you do. That's not how you show strength.
That's pretty tough to get my head around.
Well,
you
have to work.
I'm always, again, I'm the optimist because I've sat at again,
I've seen people learn. I've
watched people flip and maybe they don't learn, but
it takes time.
I'm not saying I personally believe that. I'm saying I have a lot of family that comes from that mindset, and from my conversations, this is what I've gleaned.
I know lots of people, which I can talk to you about offline, who have.
I've got a few. You're not that bad. A few times I've been out with folks like that in a conversation, like, you know what? You're not that bad. And I'm like, cool, all right, that's fine. Like,
you're one of the good ones.
And like for me, it's
I've gotten that one a lot of times.
You're one of the good.
And it's for me, it's like, and it's like, all right, well, what do I do with that? Do I? There's one way I can react to that.
When people say, "Oh, you're one," I'm like, "Yeah." It turns out a lot of Jewish people are not so, like.
Yeah, and it's like, how do I continue?
Sarcastic, but not so evil.
Yeah, how do I continue to try to engage these individuals? Because I feel like there's
when they go check in if you've got quarantine.
Yes, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you engage or try to engage. You pull away their red carpet party. So apparently there was supposed to be a January 6th awards gala over the weekend, and it was supposed to be at Trump's golf course. Unfortunately,
is this the one where they lost their liquor license and the Confederate flag goes to?
Yeah, it's a pretty yes. Yeah, it was gonna be like that. So
it was literally gonna be like that.
So officially has been postponed indefinitely. So until God knows when. And it was supposed to be hosted by Trump, and Rudy was supposed to be probably an MC.
Rudy was coming.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, that's...
No, that was the thing. They were literally going to be like, here's your trophy for being a patriot. And then he was going to go to court the next day and be like, I didn't have anything to do with it. They're like, you just gave trophies to people.
A lot of them are still, the Justice Department's still batting 1,000 on those cases. Also, Trump's New Jersey establishments all lost their liquor license.
New Jersey, care to comment?
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's illegal to have a liquor license if you're a convicted felon in the state of New Jersey.
Oh,
and
finally
he is a
New
convicted,
Jersey pulls out some sort of way.
You can marry your cousin and take Trump's liquor license away. Way to go, New Jersey.
Besides, obviously, the Tamborellos, who are amazing.
Lots of good things come from New Jersey, my family included. Yeah.
I get along with people from New Jersey. They're people from Boston, Philly, and Chicago.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's always weird.
Well, you got Chicago and New Jersey here.
Wow,
so.
no, it's Chicago, New Jersey, Philly, and Boston. Everybody else does not like those individuals, but me, I love them.
To be fair, I did also live in Boston.
Oh, see, I love people. Me and folks from Boston get along really good.
My people come from New Jersey, and I try not to remember that.
Salty ass people.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, it's
The
just
roads don't make sense. They have to
it's
be very
cold.
adaptable.
it's up
cold.
north. It's cold. They're frosty people.
Yeah.
I like frosty people.
Look at frosty people.
The northern people.
You can see from one Dunkin' to the next.
You can.
It's
That's
a rule in
true.
New England. All right. Do you want to talk about world news or do you want to take a break?
Probably take a break so I can use the
Okay.
bathroom.
Why don't we take a break? And
I never
play-
use the bathroom on
and
the show.
you never do.
I never do. It's
we're
very
gonna
weird.
Take
I was
a
like,
break and we're gonna play one of the hits.
Because we got him these Olympic cups. that
Exactly.
fill up all
They
the-
fill up
That's
very
right.
fast. You know what? So
All
do
right,
I.
Brian, you're the DJ. Play something great for
Oh
our,
no!
our
I know he's
amazing
playing.
guest.
I know.
We're gonna take a break.
I'm not gonna use the bathroom yet.
You'll
I'm gonna
be-
use my bathroom on myself when I laugh at this.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
The caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Oaxaca.
She's a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. And she better not talk about nobody. Marjorie Taylor Greene is built like a shake machine. Nick Nolte in the face, cereal box in the waist. She better learn her place, cause she's about to catch a case. Talk about a black woman's lash, she'll definitely whoop your ass. She better get her face right, cause she looks like a pack of Bud Light. Oh, yeah. Bad-built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body. And she better not talk about nobody. Man, what's the deal? What's the deal with all of these relationships? Can nobody stay loyal? Can nobody stay faithful? Man, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I can't take it no more. Damn. Spend the night, baby, stay with me. Give me time and your loyalty. A million guys, will you choose me instead? Fall in love and show me you don't play no games. Burning desire like a moth to a flame. You broke my heart when you walked out that door. Cause one night stands are never meant to be anything more. There's gotta be more. There's only so much your heart can take. There's gotta be more than that. Relationships and heartbreak. I'm searching for love. I'm looking for something real and true. Can't settle for less if you ain't the best. So pass the test, give it a rest. Fuck that. Played the games and now you wanna make it. Such a shame, I really hate to break up. So tell me what's the deal? Hey, yo, what's up? Could have been forever, couldn't keep it real. Shit, I'm way too high, I'm way too fly. Tell me, was it all a lie? You could have had anyone else or kept the lies to yourself. Had to say bye-bye. Cause I can never share with another, and I ain't no part-time lover. Been through this game before, don't wanna play it no more. Tired of giving up my heart, I won't give it anymore. There's gotta be more. There's only so much your heart can take. There's gotta be more than that. Relationships and heartbreak. I'm searching for love. I'm looking for something real and true. Can't settle for less if you ain't the best. So pass the test, give it a rest. Fuck that. Hey yo, you know I had to write this song about you. So if the shoe fits, well, you know what they say. Wear it, motherfucker. Man, you thought you could lay with me, play with me, and not stay with me? Shit. Let's get the party started, baby, let's get busy. Smudge your makeup, don't act too pretty. I'ma hold you close just like a gun to a holster. Pin me on the wall like a word up poster. Baby, if you want it, where you at? If you love me, I'ma give it right back. Don't like a superficial type that's quick to dish you. A lot of brothers love it, I don't really like it like that. about your heart? Can you tell? It's gotta be more than that.
Breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. All right, well, hold on. First of all, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Stacy Chat
Thank you.
here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I am your third
You're here.
co-host. I'm here.
You're here.
I'm
That's all.
Chip.
You're here. I'm
and
here too.
Tez
I'm
is
Tez.
here.
Cheers.
And our actual host, Stacy, is here.
Happy to be here.
And her co-host, Haley. You can't
We
wave.
can't
to
wave to the
radio.
audience. You have- they can't hear the waves.
There's
Usually
a
you can hear
camera.
waves.
But there's a camera.
Yeah, but
No,
the
but
people are
they're-
listening.
They're more
It's
listeners.
an audio. It's
Well,
a radio show.
I'll just say
called
that
Beltway Radio.
I did wave.
Yes.
I did wave.
You
That's
did,
fine.
okay.
You did wave.
So, people may be wondering why the show is Stacy Chat and
Yes.
why we're wearing the tiaras.
Sadly,
You
no one
couldn't
was.
see if you're not.
Sadly,
No,
no one
no,
was
no,
actually
we
wearing
just
that.
told them though.
Yeah.
We
Everyone
just
just
told them.
Everyone just assumed it was a natural progression. Actually,
That's possible. However, it is for no reason. We're just doing this for fun. No, it's Stacy's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
She
there
turned
it is.
21 today. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
21
This
for the
is
20th time.
You
Her
can drink.
first,
You can drink now.
first
Like
drink
right now.
of
Finally.
champagne
Right
as
now.
of tonight. You know.
Yes,
I
if
was
you
gonna toast you with this, but this is the cup holding my cupcake. So.
and if you are not looking at the video, we have been drinking these tiny little bottles of champagne to celebrate France and
They're pretty
birthday.
good.
As requested. Okay, so happy birthday, and
Was it a good day?
You know, my 5-year-old gave me the best present in that he didn't bother
slept.
me for an entire hour, and I took a nap.
1 hour is
Oh.
is
I
golden.
said I am.
At 5, 1 hour is
it's
golden.
so many daddy bucks.
I
It's
don't
a
even
lot of
want to
dough.
know what he watched on YouTube during that hour, but he didn't say "Mom, Mom, Mom" for a whole hour, and I took a glorious nap this afternoon.
As long as it wasn't Lou Dobbs.
What the
No,
fuck?
his new
Watch
thing
the-
is watching other people play video games that they
So, all right, so that's
They're
not
all
film and
into
put on
this.
YouTube.
that's not unique to 5-year-olds.
No, it's
I
all
remember.
the kids.
I
That's
remember
so
when I
weird,
no,
though.
I remember seeing like people 2 or 3 years younger than me do
Yeah.
this, and I was like, oh god, this is crazy. Like, wait.
All the Z's. Do
Whenever
this.
I used to watch someone play Madden when it wasn't my turn, furious.
Yeah, right.
Never-
Like, why would I do
never-
that for fun?
Never excited to watch. I'm like, oh, that's a great move.
And he doesn't want to actually play. Like, we got
No, I'm mad
the
about the
original Nintendo
Why'd you do that?
emulator thing,
I
and we're like,
didn't-
play original Mario instead of just watch somebody else play Mario. And he's
My
like,
kids
nah,
played
I'm
it at your
good.
house, and he watched them
That's true.
play it.
We have a new video game thing you got to come try.
Well, that's good. We'll do it.
All right,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Bro, I do have a breaking news though.
What's the
Okay,
breaking
nice.
news?
Wait, hold on.
Breaking news.
He's eating birthday cupcakes.
What the fuck was that?
There you go.
He's like, give me more warning for that shit. Breaking news is straight out of the Washington Post as of 10:05. Earth just sweltered through the hottest summer in recorded
Jesus
history.
Christ.
The world's average temperature this summer just edged out the record set last summer, according to Europe's top climate agency. Europe out here, well, I get it.
This is not breaking news. I
Yeah,
lived through
The
this
new,
summer.
yeah, it was bad. That's what I'm saying. It was really bad.
Guess what? Next year,
New-
this is going to happen
The
again.
new findings, coupled with data from the first half of the year, indicate that 2024 will be the hottest year known to science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Alaska. There was like no glacier anymore.
No, and I was a person doing this in 2007. I was screaming at people, and I was like, "Hey, it's gonna get hotter and hotter."
Well, we'll
and they
build a
said,
statue.
"Shut up."
We'll build a
Look at
statue
these
for you
birds.
in
That's what I was trying to tell them.
in the refugee camp.
Yeah,
and then,
please, in the
you know,
refugee camp.
Wait,
Yeah.
Do you want a jacket? Because apparently we're putting it in order.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Climate change. I was right.
Yeah.
You
want
were
an
right,
told
too.
you
I
so
think
cake?
I actually think they sell that at the NASA gift shop.
Exactly.
You can just go buy it.
At the Nova gift shop, not NASA.
Well, they also work out of Goddard.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Now we've come to a part of the show that's called World News. Did you know there's things outside of the United States?
Yeah, there's a
We
lot of
found out
shit.
there's
Based on the
France.
France story I just heard.
France. This one's called "The Russians Know About Tennessee." It turns out the Russians have been paying influencers and YouTubers and whatever else to create fake content, but they're in Tennessee.
That's crazy. Why would they pay them when they could get volunteers?
Who's shocked?
Yeah,
No
well, no, it's not the question of shocked.
Wow. Oh, you just stepped on. You didn't even get
There's
my
a
joke.
32. No, we got it. Just Weston, they can get volunteers. Yes, we got it.
Okay,
Yes,
just
they're-
checking. Just checking.
Alex Jones is already volunteering. They don't have to pay him. But Tucker, all those guys.
Tennessee Volunteers? Come on.
We got it.
God
Got
damn
it.
It's go to a Rocky Top. Okay. Also, what Tennessee did to Chattanooga last week was a hate crime. I feel like 69-0 is enough. It's enough. Stop.
In curling, we do handshakes and move on.
Yeah, Ole Miss won 79-0 against Furman, which is not not nice because those are all still 19-year-olds and they don't deserve to get beat that badly.
There's no handshake rule in other sports. It's just the one on ice.
There's definitely a hand something in football.
Rebel spirit.
That's a different rule.
In any case, here's what happened. A 32-page federal indictment accuses
Oh, good luck.
Konstantin
How did you know?
Kalashnikov,
Just
Boris
say
and
it.
Natasha,
Just say it with panache.
Oh, dear.
Boris,
it up.
Boris and Natasha and fearless leader, employees of RT, Russia Today,
Russia
of,
today.
they spent $10 million to, like, get these influencers to publish a bunch of bullshit propaganda from the Russian. $10 million?
That's right. The next story is going to be about stereotyping cultures.
Watch for thou.
Look, first of all,
Calling you out, man.
Yeah, he did.
I think it's with this brief interlude, like between when the wall came down and like
Putin.
Putin,
Yeah, it's that.
where we had to
2000,
pretend
91
that
to
we were gonna,
2000.
where we had to pretend that we were like gonna welcome Russia into the community of nations.
We did. Not
We
a pretend.
tried.
It wasn't a
We
pretend.
tried.
It was done.
It's fine to go back to characterizing the lot of them as a bunch of commie thugs. I mean, that's
Commie
it.
thugs?
Yeah, sure, why not?
They buy into communism? You think that's
No,
what they're doing
but
over
they're
there?
all, they never did. It was all, it's, yeah, so whatever. So if you want to call him Boris Buzinski or whatever, that's fine.
Street Fighter is gonna have. We're gonna go back to Zangief being
Yeah,
the very.
Zangief, yeah.
being the villain.
I have so many questions.
It's a lot. Sorry.
Bring it, Russia.
We're a better
Okay.
country with the Cold War. We didn't fight ourselves.
Well, right.
It's not going to be the Cold War anymore based on your last story.
That's fair.
All right,
Yes, that's-
Kalashnikov and blah, 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 blah. Russian citizens who remain at
I hate
large
you, yo.
were charged with conspiracy to violate foreign
So not
agents'
cool.
registration
Not
act.
okay.
They're not here in the country. It doesn't matter.
They listen.
But they've been charged.
We
Yeah,
literally
it's true.
just did a whole segment about how other countries were nice.
Yeah, other countries, not Russia. They're spying on us.
Not America.
They're like sending agents and stuff
Why in the world do people think we're not
with
nice?
unpronounceable names. Look, Russia.
The
if you
French are
want us-
so they're terrible people, and you just make up random names of these people.
If the Russians wanted us to like them better, they could start by making pronounceable names.
Wow.
I think they can pronounce them
I think
in
this
Russian.
is xenophobia.
I hate everything about this.
Listen, when my family came here from Russia, we changed our name like good God-fearing Americans to something that other Americans could pronounce.
God, please stop.
No, that's not true. It was
Well-
changed by some.
This is
guardian
going down
elements.
a really bad road,
Oh,
and
God.
we are not in the car with you while driving down this road.
I am.
Federal
Lord,
authorities-
I've been in this car for.
Federal authorities said Russian operatives and other U.S. adversaries have accelerated their attempts to interfere in elections and policy. Okay. Which side are they on, though?
What is there a side? This is a circle.
No.
It's not
They
a-
have a side. And it ain't Harris. The Russians are trying to influence a thing. People are going to fall for it again. Maybe a few people.
No, that doesn't happen again here in this country.
You don't think they're going to
No.
fall for it? They're already falling for it. They spent $10 million and these people all bought it. You
You
gotta
have
understand
no
that
faith you have no faith in
the
American
Russians
people.
have figured out an important thing. You don't have to convince people about things that are untrue. You just have to convince them that nothing is true. And so
I don't think a majority of Americans think nothing is true.
well, it doesn't have to be a majority. We're talking about 44,000 votes was the last election.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about Tennessee. Sorry. Thinking about
They weren't
Michigan.
just in Tennessee. I don't know if you know this, but Instagram works in other states.
What?
Yes. So these influencers that they're paying who happen to be in Tennessee, we're running this thing all over the country.
All right.
But we give so much credit to social media in the sense of doing that, and that works when
It's picking off ones and
But
twos
that
at the
works.
margins.
But the
It
reason it worked in
matters.
2016 is because there was not enough people who went out to vote. That's not going to happen this year.
We
Taylor
hope.
Swift has spoken up and Simone Biles, and they have way more of a social media influence than
That,
any random Russian person in
I
Tennessee.
I get where skepticism comes from. I get where, but
If only you had defined that only minutes ago.
but I get it. But it's like again, this only works if no one shows up to the
We're
polls.
in a world where we've got Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Simone Biles on our side, and we're still worried we're going to lose the election.
I get it. 2016 was rough. But
Right.
the reason, but we lost that election because people
Because
like
of
we don't.
overconfidence.
Not to be what? No, because people are like, well, I don't like Hillary Clinton, which is crazy.
Because
Which
of
is crazy.
misogyny.
Because my crazy cousin in Michigan said, "Oh, I don't know. I just don't like her for some reason." And
For
I'm like,
some
I know the
reason.
reason.
I know the reason. It's a
Yeah.
chromosome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
don't know.
get
I'm
why.
a Tez on this.
But I also get. I understand where you're like, wait, we're gonna battle. You think misogyny and racism?
Right.
Those
She's a black Indian
I get
woman.
it. I don't know,
From California, from San Francisco, from Oakland, I should say.
From a coastal
From
place.
Oakland, and she's a lawyer. A Howard lawyer at that.
we elected Barack Hussein Obama.
That's true.
That's crazy. Okay.
Thank God.
After the Iraq War, we elected Hussein. Like, again, there's nothing ever going to be crazier than that. To me, Kamala Harris just makes sense. If you again,
I mean,
and I
to
know
be
you.
fair, Barack Obama will go down in history as one of the greatest orators of our time. Like,
Yes.
that man can give a speech like no other, and Kamala does not have that.
But she's gotten a lot better.
She
Her
certainly
speeches
has
are
gotten
not
a lot
made into
better.
songs. Like,
That's fair, but she's just so much better.
Yeah, they are. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Brad Summer.
Whatever, Brad Summer? The
Oh,
coconut tree?
hold on.
That-
Yeah, exactly.
That is a huge thing.
I
right
mean,
now.
but like thinking about the power that Obama had to really rally young people and just,
And that was a shitty economy.
and that was a terrible economy.
This one is not that.
This is a good economy.
I seen gas. It's coming down. Hasn't been as high as it's been. Like, I just think we should be able to be like, hey, you know what? We should win. It's better ideas. We're selling joy. I think people buy into that.
I think that's what's gonna
look,
win it.
I'm
Is
all
just
about-
selling like joy and happiness.
You know what? She makes me feel better. This other guy makes me feel like I'm angry.
People will
This is-
vote for people who make them feel better.
This is no, they don't though. They
Yes,
vote.
I think
they
they
happened
will.
to Obama.
I think
in
they
the
will.
worst time ever. We didn't feel good.
We're talking.
Bear Stearns.
Okay, look, we're talking about this crazy situation where the economy is good, and people say the economy is bad.
That has changed on the last numbers.
Yes,
yes,
somewhat,
yes.
somewhat,
It's
somewhat.
first
I
time
To be
don't-
ever.
fair, bleach was $7 today, and that used to be 99 cents.
Okay,
So I'm
That's
just
fair.
saying.
That's one because everybody started ingesting it.
That, I mean, if we're all injecting it into ourselves, then that's a
Yeah, you
different
ran it up,
story.
supply and demand. It's simple.
Well, you know,
Look,
COVID's back.
all I'm saying is that the situation is a bit topsy-turvy. And so the things that we used to hold true, like a strong economy, you know, favors the incumbent or their disciple or whatever,
Whatever
is
you
bullshit because people are creating an alternate reality. And even the alternate reality that the right-wing Fox News media is creating is seeping into the real reality on the rest of the...
It's not enough of them.
It's because we're talking, this is
We
at the
will
margins.
see.
Georgia goes by less than 12,000 votes. Michigan goes by less than 20,000 votes. Pennsylvania goes by less than 22,000 votes. This is at the margins. And these $10 million that the Russians spent, which they don't think that they're not going to stop spending, These things make a difference. We're moving increments. These are tiny, tiny increments.
$10 million
10.
compared to what the campaigns are getting in.
Harris raised $500 million in a single month, but even if she can spend it that fast, the question is, where does it go?
To
Taylor
TV
Swift
where
spent-
people are at. They're not online.
Taylor spends that like in a night.
Look, y'all are overconfident. You should get a little bit of this cynicism, skepticism, whatever it is you want to call it. But like Vice President Harris says, we are the underdogs. We need to fight like we're the underdogs. We need to pretend that these things don't matter.
Yeah,
and
but that steeplechase guy thought he didn't have a chance, and then he
but he didn't roll over and say, well, there's no opportunity. He kept fighting.
He found that opportunity and got a medal, and he's a super nice guy.
He didn't take it was a foregone conclusion, though. He kept fighting. We have to think as if this is a losing fight. It is like playing the Patriots.
Nobody's saying
It's
give
like
up.
playing against the Tom Brady Patriots. You could be up 38 points.
But we're the Patriots and they're the Falcons.
No, you're not.
That's the crazy. That's the thing. They're the Falcons. Donald Trump is the Falcons.
You need to always assume. Yeah, you need to always assume that you're.
I'm tired. I'm tired of moving like that. I'm tired of moving like that from 2020, from the red wave that was gonna happen. I'm tired of moving like that. I'm moving like we are going to win, because you know what people like? What I've realized, even with Donald Trump, people who think they're winners.
You can Brat Summer your way through this,
It's
and
not
I'm
a
gonna work.
brat.
I'm gonna work.
Did you
at
not
it.
listen to his TED Talk? Like,
I heard it.
It's hot.
Look, I'm not ready to stop fighting as if I'm in trouble. We need to fight like we're in trouble.
no one's saying stop fighting.
But fight and sell and persuade people to be like, hey, come over here. It's better over here. You'll smile more.
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't you watch Ted Lasso? You gotta believe.
I didn't, but
But
Hope is making a comeback.
But hope he changes.
it's the hope that kills you.
All right. Speaking of hoping and pining for things, pineapples.
Belong on pizza or no? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, me too. I'm with
No,
it.
Hard
no,
pass.
no,
Hard
no, no
pass.
pineapples
All right,
on
cool.
pizza.
I like
Okay.
you civilized people around
All
these
right.
parts.
Pineapples, they're delicious, right? Pineapples are good.
Yeah. No issue with
You know,
pineapple.
As a standalone
Yeah,
or in
not on my
a cake,
Not on
upside
my
down.
pizza.
There's lots of application of pineapple in a drink, for
In a
example.
colada.
Yeah. Okay. Turns out pineapple's the key to dating.
What? No, that's like the swinger thing, right?
Yes, but not exactly. Okay. In Spain, the expert
Haley hasn't spoken since we played Alex Jones. It's like, we lost her on the Alex Jones, and I get it. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's you were like,
Spain. I don't know how to pronounce anything.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Mercadona. Have you heard of this place?
Have I heard of what place?
Mercadona.
Say it one more time.
Watch for now.
Mercadona.
Once again.
Mercadona in English. I don't know how to say it in Gringo. Mercadona. It's apparently a big Spanish market chain. I don't know. In
Totally
Spain.
out. Totally out on this whole thing. It's so great.
You read it, Mr. Cuban.
We're still doing it. Mercadona?
There you go.
I don't.
Oh, I understood.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
There's apparently this thing where if you ride around there between 7 and 8 p.m. in the wine aisle with a pineapple upside down, you get a date.
No, the upside down pineapple is like a swinger thing, right? I heard that in many stand-up comedy routines. Is that just translated to Spain?
Maybe.
Apparently,
Oh my God, there were swingers in my neighborhood.
They
moved out, but COVID time was rough. All right, that's a story for another day, though.
so there's a TikTok. There's a big TikTok craze about this. Apparently, there's a song, "Time to Hook Up" in Mercadona. Let me do it right in
Mercadona.
Nebraska. Mercadona.
Haley's never
There you
gonna get
go.
her 6-time jacket.
Yo, she's never coming back on this fucking show ever again. So out after the Alex Jones videos.
7
I get it.
7
Trust
p.m.
me.
to 8. A TikTok
A tick
account.
what?
Very, Look at how my printer works.
Oh God.
Not well.
The toner is ugh.
Yeah, it's a counterfeit cartridge. That's why. Okay, you read it then. I can't. This is bad.
Go ahead. No, please.
Pineapple on the shelf of Mercadona waiting for you to get a date. That's where this apparently comes from. So like teenagers are running around in these supermarkets with their pineapples in their carts trying to score. What's going on here?
Pineapples are the only food that eats you back. That's weird.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's adapted from like the swinger thing.
That did come up in the article, and they were like, "It's not that." But
I did once when I was out at the bar, just have a pineapple, and like wherever I would walk, I would just sit down and sit the pineapple.
put the pineapple there.
Put the
How'd that
pineapple
work
down.
for ya?
It was just kind of more. It was more like a bit almost. Like
People
I was
were like, "What are you doing?"
like,
with this
yeah, no
pineapple?"
one really got it. And I was like, I just had the pineapple, and like friends they were wearing it on their head. I think it was
because it's like something exotic or like.
It's Spain. I don't think a pineapple's that exotic.
I don't
prickly,
think they grow
kinda.
naturally in Spain.
No, but it's not
No.
like they don't have access to them. There's a song apparently
Well, there you go.
in the wine
how-
section.
You know, what
My
influence
heart
teenagers are
races
by
looking for
music?
someone
Yeah.
special.
And it's
Something,
pineapple
something,
TikTok.
pineapple.
It doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. Way to
Good
go.
luck to all those people with their pineapple.
Yeah.
Haley, we
That's how I feel.
have to figure out how we engage you back on the show.
Haley,
We have
you
to
wanna
ask.
tell-
We
Haley-
have to ask some questions.
Ask
All
her
right,
about the Samsung store.
all right. Tell us about the Samsung store.
Samsung store was a great experience. I don't know why Stacey would.
Wow.
I
Ask.
completely disagree.
Is that another episode?
No, it's an Olympic story.
Okay.
So Samsung is an Olympic sponsor, just like Coca-Cola is an Olympic sponsor. And the Olympics, it's all about pins and pin trading.
Sure.
Very
It's
curling.
very curling. Yeah,
Snoop told me that.
Yeah.
And
Well-
very Disney. So curling, Disney.
Oh
and
yeah.
Haley's
It's
getting
the
into
maximum
Olympic.
Haley.
Because
Did
Haley's
they throw any
definitely getting
dogs
into the
at
pin
you?
thing.
Yeah, it's a big crossover.
Right, and Paris loves dogs.
They do love dogs.
Yeah.
And so you could go to some of the stores for the sponsors and get pins. So if you go to the Coca-Cola store, you get a Coca-Cola pin. You go to the Samsung store, you get a Samsung pin, right? Except Samsung decided they were going to do it up really big. And they were going to do this like interactive thing in their store so you could get multiple pins.
Oh sure.
So,
Like the cups.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Not
But
at all like
it's-
the cups, as it turns out.
But it's
Oh.
it's free. You don't have to buy anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so I'm all about the pins. So we happened to walk past the Samsung store and we're standing in line to get in because they're only letting so many people in at a time, right? And waiting outside took a very long time. It took much longer than actually entering any of the Olympic stadiums.
Wow.
to get into
Naturally.
the
It's
Samsung
so
store.
true.
And so we get in, and they say you have to go on our website and you have to create like a little account.
Of course.
And
Download
then-
an app.
No, we didn't have to download an app. We just said
Yeah.
no,
These
we
are the
didn't.
cloud
We
feet
just-
them.
I just deleted
Tell me.
it. Yeah.
You could do it on the internet browser. And so, and then once you were logged in, you would go to different stations around the store. There were like 6 stations, and they're all trying to sell you their phone, right?
Sure.
So it's like use their like Microsoft Paint app on the phone, and like at this station, and over
Draw
here
a
it's
picture
like
of yourself doing this.
yeah,
and-
it's like take a picture with their fancy camera
Right.
at this station.
Talking in your language and it'll translate to a different
That
language.
was one.
That is
I
exactly
know,
what
trust me,
it
I-
was.
And so every time you completed it, there was an employee there who had a little QR code. You scan the QR code with your phone on their little website, and it pops up like a little virtual pin. And once you have 6 virtual pins, then you show the head person, and they had kind of like a gumball machine, and they would give you 3 pins at random for free, okay? And so in theory, this is a great idea, except there was no internet service in the store, and their website kept crashing.
Oh.
And so you can imagine our frustration. And so what should have taken like 15 minutes took a very long time. Very long time. And then
In Stacey's mind, it took hours. worse.
It did not.
It probably
Stacey
did not in
was-
reality, but Stacey
was
about
a
to
bit
lose her shit.
dramatic. I know this is gonna shock you all. Stacey was a little bit dramatic, and so when we were waiting to get into the building, I saw people coming out with these like cardboard like pin boards with
Pins.
a bunch of pins.
Yeah,
Not
they had
just-
scored a
like,
ton of pins.
not just 3.
And they hadn't
right?
just like thrown a bunch of money at the
Correct.
people.
So, and I see them giving these pin boards to people in the store. So I asked the woman, how do you get the pin board, right?
Sure.
And she said, well, you have 2 options. You go around the store and do everything a second time and you need a total of 6 pins. Once you have 6 pins, you get the board, right? We give you 3 pins at a time. So you could repeat everything and get 3 more pins. Or they have some kind of like Pokemon Go experience where you go travel all over the city and
Take a picture of each thing.
and then
yeah.
you come back.
Sure.
But that sounded like that was going to take...
That's a lot more work.
That's a lot of work, you know? That
Gotta
is...
pin them all.
Just
Yeah. Or
Get your own
you
belt
could
for that.
just do the little 6 activities that we're already in the building for, that we already have figured out the
You already
game.
know how to do it
We
fast.
already know how to do
Yep.
it fast. It's not going to take that long. And I actually assumed, and I was wrong, but I had kind of thought that when you got the board, maybe you would get like an extra pin. Like
Yeah, right, I got the board.
kind of thing, right? And then someone, I'm not going to name any names,
Rhymes with Schmacy.
someone
And it's her birthday
decided
today.
that this was too much for her to handle.
We're gonna hear my version of this story in a minute.
This is the only version of the story. You need to know this
There
is
is
the correct
a completely
version.
other
Word.
version of this story.
Yo.
And,
Okay. I thought the
so
truth was one of the versions.
Someone
but, you know.
just
Brian, you better
disappeared.
text the Boxcast
Disappeared.
and make sure it's still going.
Someone said, "I'm out," and walked out of the store.
And someone else got a breakdancing pin. So I feel like overall, I won.
I was
So-
going to ask you all about that.
It's never coming back. So that pin,
That's
Is it
gonna be the
Australian
one. Yeah.
breakdancing?
I also have a breakdancing pin, but the
But I
short
also
version of mine
5
is
other pins in addition to the breakdancing pin. And you can't say that because
So,
you
every single time
left.
you had to like scan the thing. The internet in the store didn't work, and she was like, "Well, you have to like step outside to
You have
like
to leave the
Let me
store.
load
tell
it."
you, if there's one thing I learned after this experience is I will never buy a Samsung product.
So see, it was not as
So
seamless as she's making it sound. So
I like that.
like you do the activity, you do the like little activity on their phone, and then they're like, "Okay, scan it," and so I scan it. And then it's like loading bar. Oh, maybe you should go step by the exit. Walk downstairs. By the way, hurt my ankle. Walking on her ankle. Walk downstairs. Walk by the door. Loading. Okay, it kind of worked. Oh, but the virtual pin's not showing up. Loading. So this went on, and I have 0 patience for like loading bars.
Sound like 0 bars.
And I mean, this is a tech company, and and you had to get on
And they
their
couldn't,
Wi-Fi.
like- yeah, right. And it's on their own controlled network.
They apparently were in a lead box because you couldn't get any non-Wi-Fi
terrible.
signal. You had to get on their Wi-Fi, which
But
apparently
once you
it was
figured it
horrible.
out, and like once you
I love that he's in.
All right.
Brian is obviously watching the
Brian's
Ravens
not listening to
and
us
the Kansas City Chiefs, but
Yes.
he's also like 20 minutes in the future.
Oh.
So if you're watching now, Lamar Jackson moving in the paint throws a touchdown because I already knew that.
By Brian's reaction, you
By
knew it.
Brian's reaction, and there it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go into overtime.
Going to overtime.
So anyway,
football.
that became the joke of the week.
Football.
Of
Football.
anytime something went even remotely frustratingly
It was
slow.
a Samsung.
Of, well, we could go back to the Samsung store. So yes, Haley goes, "Let's do it again, guys." And I went, "No." And I went to a cafe and got a glass of
I
wine.
got my pins.
no regrets, man, no regrets.
I also do not regret my glass of wine and chocolate I got when I left the store.
You know who has some regrets? Nicolas Maduro.
Aw,
You know why?
why?
Apparently he had 2 airplanes that we seized.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the current dictator, let's just call him that, of Venezuela, you know, who lost the most recent
we have a picture.
election,
There it is. Look.
he's like,
You
no,
have
no,
the dictator chic on too.
I didn't lose. I definitely won. And we're all
in
like,
the Dion's.
no, you definitely didn't win.
Oh, he's out of bounds. Brian, sorry,
Yeah,
it's
Brian-
over with.
Brian-
Sorry, Brian. With the 96 primes on over there too. He's out of bounds, and that's over with, and that's game over. And the Kansas City Chiefs go. Patrick Mahomes is 1-0.
One step closer to being on that flag football team.
Tess is rooting for the Irish quarterback over the black quarterback, which sounds about right.
No.
All right,
I
so
like Kermit the Frog.
yeah. So it turns out that Maduro had 2 airplanes. He had one airplane that the U.S. government seized because, he's a despot and not following any laws at this point.
He lost the election.
He lost the election 2-1, and he's like, no, I didn't lose the election, and I'm just going to, be president or whatever. Trump was like, yeah, love this guy. Definitely into that.
Sounds like my type of guy.
Yeah, and so we're like, all right, well, seizing one of his planes, he sees his plane, the plane. It's like, all right, what does that mean? It turns out he has a whole nother plane.
The plane too.
And it was in the DR, and he's, it's not clear what he's doing with these planes, but he's flying around. The plane seized by the U.S. authorities on Monday has been described by U.S. officials as Venezuela's equivalent of Air Force One, and then they grabbed another plane that was
Air Force Two.
Air Force Two is essentially his backup plane.
Venezuela
if the other
One, Venezuela Two
got seized. That's pretty great. This one here is called State News. You ready?
State News. This show's still going.
Yeah, it comes from Texas, which is still currently a state. Ken Paxton.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, that guy.
He's back.
He survived an impeachment and, several federal charges and all kinds of other stuff. He filed a lawsuit Wednesday against one of the state's largest companies to stop. Jesus, my printer sucks. To stop them from using taxpayer dollars to mail thousands of voter registration applications to its unregistered residents. So Bexar County, which is where San Antonio is,
right?
They're like, "Hey, would you like to register to vote?" And he was like, "No, they shouldn't do that. They literally just mailed registration,
normal thing,
paperwork to the people.
Voter suppression is the way some people win.
Yeah. So if your ideas suck,
choke out the voters.
I mean, that's a tried and true method.
If they send back a fraudulent application and they're not eligible to vote, they won't get registered to vote. But that doesn't matter.
If only many people have tried that in the past in the American history.
I don't know. What do you know about that, Chicago?
My degree in American history.
Exactly.
Watchful down.
Walked right into that one, didn't you?
This one is called "They Really Should Have Learned Something in College." 7 Republican-led states sued on Tuesday to block the newest version of loan forgiveness.
Let's talk about loan forgiveness. Joe Biden has forgiven a lot of loans.
A lot of loans.
Yes, that has happened.
And to be clear,
we only talk about with the blocks of these, but he's forgiven a decent amount.
A lot of the loans that are forgiven, the
yet.
principal has long since been paid off. So it's not like people are borrowing money and not paying it off. They paid it off and more than.
It's almost not even It's almost like not forgiving.
We're forgiving the extra shit.
Yeah, it's like
on the stuff that they've already paid off.
Yeah.
You borrowed $100,000, you paid back $150,000, and you still owe $2,000.
Oh no, you still owe another $150,000. So paying off my student loans, I was so close to the end. Paid them off. Thought I was done. Right, last payment, and then I get another bill, and so my mother, hi mom, who went to MIT, very smart engineer woman.
I hear if your uncle goes to MIT, it makes you president. But if your mom goes there,
I don't know what.
It's not how genes
actually,
work.
both of my parents went there. But so she calls Sally Mae, and she goes, "I went to MIT. I cannot calculate what interest rate would cause this to happen." And she goes, "Can you tell me?" And the lady was like, "There isn't one. We just made it up."
Cancel that.
Sounds
so it was just an interest payment after I had paid it off, because I paid it off on the 15th. And so on the 16th, it had 1 cent left or something. So, yes.
That's a common problem.
Totally agree. It is a messed up system with all this interest.
It's a huge problem, and that is very common, actually. Is that these things where it's like a couple of cents left.
Yeah.
And the system calculates this incredible thing.
3 cents went to like $400 in a week and a half or something really ridiculous like that.
Why anybody is opposed to this is the thing that's confusing to me. It's not, the technicalities of the program or the political maneuvering of creating this or beating it in court. Those things are all like pretty standard and understandable. Why anybody's opposing this is the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Because it doesn't harm them.
It helps
they don't
the
have
economy.
standing. It helps the economy.
Big time.
Well, and the people have already got the education. It's not like they're going to be like, all right, you didn't pay your loans. We're going to, switch off that section of your brain that you learned all that stuff in. Like, they're already working in the industry that they're working in and helping the economy. Why are you trying to sabotage this? I don't understand that. You like crabs?
No, I'm allergic.
What? Oh.
I know, crazy. Sucks in this area.
Rough.
Sucks in this area.
Okay, for the rest of us, you like crabs?
No.
No. What?
I'm from New Jersey.
That's close. You've moved here.
Do you like crabs?
All right, Brian, this one's
all right,
for
there you go.
I don't like when I have to like dissect them.
You don't like picking crabs?
If it's like
want to work for
in
the
like
food.
a really nice crab
We're
cake
off that.
sandwich, that's good.
I look at crab cakes and I'm like, oh, that looks very delicious.
It is.
But like fighting for my food, no.
Like
past that.
You don't
no,
eat ribs?
I don't want to like take
not
apart
fighting.
my food.
You're not breaking apart.
All right, Brian,
ribs.
this
You
one's
eat
for
them.
you and me.
I don't even like chicken on the bone. I like
Okay,
it
so
boneless.
for regular people who enjoy the delicious blue crabs of the Chesapeake Bay, we have a conundrum. Since 2008, winter dredging of the bay has been banned.
Good.
Because
Good.
it kills all the crabs.
Good.
Yes. And it reduced their numbers substantially.
Yeah.
And since the ban went into place, right, the numbers have rebounded and the crab harvest has improved. For the watermen, they're making more money, per crab. All of that is true. And the Bay, as you know, is basically run by two states. One is the Commonwealth. One is Maryland. Maryland is like, yes, the free state. Maryland is like, yeah, we should have crabbing with crab pots in the summer when, regular crab season is.
Barbecues.
And for most of the time, Virginia has been like, yeah, we'll do that too. But under Governor Youngkin, Virginia was like, hey, can we make a little bit of money while we harvest crabs in the winter? And everybody was like, well, you could, but only for like a couple of years. And then after that, nobody will get any money. Because there'll be no more crabs.
They'll be out of office by then.
And they were like, exactly. We'll be out of office by then. Let's
out of crabs too?
Yeah. So they're like, we're going to open up winter dredging again.
Not good.
This is states' rights all over again.
Oh, good Lord. So the
That's
Maryland
so
folks
dumb.
are all mad. All the Maryland watermen are really mad because they're like, this is going to really hurt their whole livelihood. And for people like me who just want to eat crabs, this is really bullshit. Stop doing this. Stop messing up the crabs, man. Like, we understand they're expensive, like, at certain times, but, like, we want them to be there.
Imagine when they're not there.
Yo, I'm going to riot. Like, that is not
laugh.
a good time.
I'll laugh. I'll be like, silly crab eaters.
I'm a crab
eater. Yeah, I'm sorry. Silly.
They're delicious.
They are, but you let your state.
I didn't let them. I didn't vote for that guy.
It's your state.
Okay.
It's your state.
Don't do that shit. Please don't do that shit. We love they're so delicious.
They're gonna disappear.
Have you ever eaten a crab? Don't dredge them in the winter. Why are you doing that? Why?
Let them make more crabs.
What's a crab sound effect? It's not the harp.
It's
not the harp.
I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
All right, thank you. He'll find one.
I'll eat Mitch McConnell.
Like crabs on the cob.
There you go. All right. Well, that's the end of the show.
Oh, thank God. Woo.
Merciful. Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks,
we made
Brian.
it.
You got
Short show tonight.
Just barely.
Wait, can I plug my show now?
Please. If you'd have plugged it 20
All
minutes
right,
ago,
so
we ended, I'd be happy.
our guests have things that they want to talk about. Stacey, you have an upcoming performance.
I don't know if Haley has anything to talk about anymore.
Haley's never coming back again.
She's never coming back again.
She's just here to get her check and
I
leave.
feel really bad. I'm like, we've done this again.
She's just gonna pick up her check and leave. Yes.
He's so disappointed in
If
this.
you live in the area, check out the Music and Drama Department of Goddard Space Flight Center. We're doing Mary Poppins. And tickets are on sale now, and you can watch me tap dance.
Where can they get tickets?
They're online at the Music and Drama Department, MAD, M-A-D.
That's
Goddard.
good.
Yeah.
That was Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
I know, right?
Only
Totally
one D though.
Woo. Yeah, just one D,
that's
music and
all
drama. And that's the first 2 weeks in November. And we're going to put a link up to my new shop where I'm selling curling gear and NASA stuff.
And did we decide on a name?
I believe Chip was going to name my new Etsy shop, but I'm willing to take suggestions.
So if you have an idea, send it to us, and we will run it by
Yeah. Yes.
Stacey Chat and see what she says. Yeah.
But check it out. We'll put a link up. I just put it up yesterday, so there's a reason that there's no reviews or anything yet, because it's brand new.
No worries.
But yeah, come see Mary Poppins, buy some clothes, and I'll be back, I'm sure, this season to talk about curling drama as it unfolds.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Day off.
Or on Tez's birthday, because apparently I'm the only one who comes in here on my birthday.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Haley, do you have anything you would like to
Haley,
plug?
can we just say fuck Alex Jones together in unison? And I feel like that might be a good reset for everything that has happened here. If we all are like 3, 2, 1, fuck Alex Jones. So I ask if we can all say that.
Okay, we're ready.
So we go like 3, 2, 1.
Fuck Alex Jones!
Like a Clumber Rumble.
No, I don't have anything else to promote right now.
Okay.
Soon. Maybe soon.
Soon, that means
Join us when Haley's back next time for
next
another.
time. Next
In a couple weeks.
Couple
we'll
light
see if
years.
she's back.
I think we need to revisit the Pug Club story.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
This is
Yeah.
a really
It's a
good
good
story.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the show. Thanks to Stacey and Haley for making the arduous journey all the way to Paris, France, and watching all of those sports for us. We are very grateful. We appreciate that.
There you go. There's what we were listening for.
It's hard
That-
for us, you
If
know.
we play more of that, then we
need-
might come back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sports is hard for us
Thank
to
you
watch,
all
so
for
we
your
appreciate
tiaras
you
and
to
adhering
do
to the
that.
dress code.
No, I didn't do
We
that.
did our best.
I tried my best.
Thanks to our radio partners, the school in Ruby Renee, local public access, and of course, InfoWars. Yes, thanks to NOTN for keeping us on for another week. I just read what it says. We don't know. Thanks to our home on the interwebs, coplaymedia.com, and thanks as always to our family here at Beltway Radio for making us sound as smooth as Goalball. All right, where can everybody get you on the socials? If you go ahead, Tez, you can tell everybody. It's optional for the both of you.
At Curl Me Purple.
There you go.
Nope.
I hate no. I hate everybody.
That's a bad
Nope.
tag name.
It's a bad tag name. You can find.
Perpetual Cynic.
You can. Oh my God, this is a very funny show. You can find me on Instagram at Ketchum Cordy. You can find me on the hellscape that is Twitter.
Yes.
Or X, whatever the fuck you call it, at TC Cortez. And you can find me as always, if none of you listen to this show based on what we do on this and playing Alex Jones, but being a flaming liberal on Blue Sky at DC.
All right, to
Definitely
find
get
me
jackets
and the
after
show on Twitter. His mama named him Twitter. I'm gonna call him Twitter. At ChipChat. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at ChipChat, and you can of course find us every Thursday night here on Beltway Radio and beyond. I'm Chip. That's Tess. That's Stacey. That's Haley. You've been listening to ChipChat on Beltway Radio and beyond. Street balls.
show is like a custom feathered avian that knows words. How can we stay late when our guest is early bird? In conclusion, the message is to go out and serve folks, whether that's through art, music, or if you just tell jokes. Seek to medicate your ears, hope you eradicate your fears. Thanks for sticking with us through all these years.